Late Night Grin. Also, what does that name mean?
Happy Grin Day, folks. We're here for the big one. Bob's Barbecue, much anticipated. Maybe the most anticipated grin of the year so far. We have an incredible night ahead of us, many festivities and such, differing segments, many big plans, and of course, the Master of Ceremonies himself is in attendance, looking big, looking bold, looking very patriotic, quite frankly. Bob O'Neill. Bob O'Neill, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well. Thanks y'all for coming. We've been looking forward to this for a long time, and we're going to have a good night tonight.
We are indeed. No, I think we've got the top left corner left, and we've got maybe...
Yep.
I might have to... Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Might have to make it smaller, Joe. Might have to.
Novi, can you put Bust's thing, can you put it behind Bob's?
Great call. Great call.
Great call. All right. It's going to be a great night, as Bobby said. What a team we have. What an evening ahead. Caden Lee, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Joe. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here since like 8:30 p.m. with my cat. I was chilling. And then suddenly I start hearing gunshots. Just going off everywhere. They haven't really stopped. I haven't called the cops quite yet. I'm going to hope it's Florida. So you don't really know what's going to go on, but I'm going to wait. I'm waiting a little bit. I'm going to give them a chance to calm down. And if it keeps going, calls will be made, unfortunately.
Have any flashy visuals emerged in the sky in the moments following this sound you're recording?
So yes, however, it's also storming. So I assume it's just lightning. But I didn't. Here's the thing. I didn't know we had red lightning and the lightning. Also, here's the crazy thing: the lightning formed a Mickey Mouse. So I'm look, lightning's weird. It's Florida. Maybe it's just festive.
True.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say. Novi, how are you this evening, brother?
I'm doing great, Joe. I'm not here to celebrate America. I'm here to celebrate Bob's Barbecue. I'm dressed in appropriate attire. I have my Cincinnati Reds hat on. God bless Ellie De La Cruz. And I also have an unexpired Smirnoff. This one is not thick like Rice Man's was yesterday on our Okada Omega Grinalong. So God bless.
You are dressed very American, I have to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to make a run in the fucking Jim Crockett studio. It's just what's going on. Buster, how are you?
I'm good. I thought the show was starting an hour from now. I was wrong. But I'm good.
Good. Are you excited for... you have a little bit of an idea what Bob has planned, right? There's some pretty grand...
I do, yeah. There's some... Bob is cooked, so to speak. And I'm not talking burgers.
Well, anything's possible. I was sent a format earlier this week, an extensive 15-page format, because Bob, he trusts me to host this, and I'm thankful for that. Some would question my qualifications to even be here this evening, but I'm here nonetheless, and I was invited. I'm thankful for that. We have a format, so I'm going to kind of be bridging the gap. I haven't looked at every piece of this because it was quite extensive, Bob, with all due respect, but I'm here to help out. There are many, many kind of different moving pieces here tonight, some of which are in your description, some of which will be surprises, I'm sure. Bob, before we get into any of that, have you got any advice for someone that's just desperate to show us how much they're loving the show right out of the gate here?
Yeah, if you think you're going to have a good time tonight, you go ahead and smash that like button. It's the first time, odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, onward. You know the bit by now.
If they're watching this and they don't know the bit, they're probably thinking, what is going on? There's a couple. Can you guys see the old new memberships? I've lost all the new memberships other than Gentleman LY.
I didn't know there was other ones.
There was other ones earlier and they've been lost. It's a shame. I hate when it does that. Okay, I apologize. If they're in the YouTube chat, have a look.
Back.
Yeah. LY, new member. I hope you're having a good evening. What a way to start your to pledge your membership to this very channel. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the grins ahead. Much going on in the coming week. I mean, next week is big, right? All in week.
Mm-hmm.
Big week. Okay.
I can't see that.
Yeah, before we get started, okay. I want to say something now.
Oh, God.
I said something a few days ago that if I made it on this stream, I was going to do something, and that will be happening. I have bought 8 hot dogs. I have also bought 8 buns. I unfortunately have to use hamburger buns because the Target was out of hot dog buns, so I will be improvising. I looked everywhere in that damn aisle. There was not a single hot dog bun anywhere. So I will be, at some point in this stream, I will be leaving to go heat up all of these hot dogs in the microwave. And then I will come back. And what I'm going to do...
I would start now, pal.
I'm going to have every grinner. Every grinner is going to put a time in the chat on how long they think it will take me to finish the hot dogs. And Joe, because I'm a man of the people, I want you to, whoever gets the closest, take the money out of my paycheck and send a red LNG hat to the winner.
A red LNG hat, you say? Okay.
I want a red LNG hat to the winner, and it can come out of my money.
That may limit how many people guess, though, because they may not want the red LNG hat, which I actually think makes the game better, quite frankly.
Exactly.
Jackie Crosby just furiously ran to his desktop.
Finally,
I'm not going to go like super quick, but I'm going to try to like go fairly. Like it's not going to be like a speed run. It's not going to be a stroll. It's going to be somewhere. It's going to be a speed walk.
Okay. All right. It works for me. Now, we have different things going on tonight. The first of which is a big one. Many of you will know that on the famed 31 with Robert O'Neill, our friend Bob, our fearless leader for the evening, became frankly iconic for his monologues. Cutting, stunning, hysterical. These are all words used in the local paper. You see the adjustment of the glasses there to go with that compliment. In this format here, it is stressed to me that Bob has spent the last 3 years dreaming of the opportunity to do a live monologue. And in addition, and this is important, especially because there's now 4 of us here as guests for Bob's Barbecue, it was stressed that we need to be better than what the 31 audience used to be. Bob, you're not thrilled with the way those audiences reacted to your jokes. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't think the jokes really got their due, and I hope tonight that they will.
Right. So with that in mind, we are going to be, Bob's in its chat, you can play along, of course, but it's a little bit harder for you because he needs that laughter, he needs that explosion of emotion as he hits these punchlines. We're his audience this evening. We're going to support our friend Bob here as he kicks off this barbecue with an electrifying monologue. Bobby, when you're ready, mate, take it away, and let's get this thing rocking in style. Go for it, brother.
Okay, well, thanks, Joe. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bob's Barbecue. You know, there's been no shortage of hype for tonight's show. There was so much that I was convinced the WWF was going to throw something together at the last minute to counter-program us.
That's your good line.
No, but it's kind of crazy. You know, it was my second show of the week. We did the Grin Grappler for Sabu on Tuesday, now this show tonight. I can't really believe it. You know, I don't usually do 2 shows a week. That's 5 hours of work in 1 week. I'm turning into Paul Levesque over here. Boy, it's been a busy summer in the world of professional sports so far, huh? The Oklahoma City Thunder won their first championship, and the Florida Panthers won their second straight Stanley Cup. They even defeated the Edmonton Oilers for a second straight year. It's for the best, really. Historically, world champions from Edmonton don't go well for anyone.
I knew that was coming. I was scared the whole time. Carry on.
You might have heard this is going to be John Cena's last year as a wrestler. With how it's gone so far, I wish we couldn't see him. I did see a couple weeks ago, though, Karrion Kross. It was a hell of a match with Sami Zayn at Night of Champions. He's a hell of a worker. Great talent, all that. They got to do something with him, man. I don't even have a punchline here. We're just talking about him like everyone else is, very normally. Anyway, back to Cena. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, won the King of the Ring, and he's going to have his rematch with John Cena at SummerSlam. Good for Cody, but the real American Nightmare these days is going to the grocery store for a dozen eggs.
Is that cutting humor we remember, folks? There it is.
And hey, yeah, speaking of real Americans, Hulk Hogan was in the news recently with a health scare. The rumors of his demise wound up being greatly exaggerated, but the rumor that I call him the immoral Hulk Hogan, stronger than ever.
Classic.
God bless.
There it is.
Classic.
Bob popping himself. Bob, are you good?
Yeah, sorry.
Bob's shoulders going up and down, popping Eugene's own.
There are a couple of them that I wrote down like three weeks ago, and I was very excited.
All right, thank you. Bobby, are you concluding the monologue there?
Yep,
All done?
that'll do it.
All done.
Stay with us. We got a big show for you.
We did. I thought there was one more. My bad.
I did too.
I think there is one more, Bob. I think there's a TNA burial. Look at your notes. Reflect on your notes.
Okay.
You want me to deliver it? Hang on a second. Let me look at my format here. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know which.
Bob, Moose.
Oh my God!
Moose.
Yes, the Moose one. Moose recently became the second longest reigning X Division champion of all time, behind only Austin Aries. They say this belt's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. More like no limit to how bad these wrestlers are.
That's classic.
You see why the 31 wasn't live now. You see, in post, that would be so slick.
Yeah.
You'd cut to the crowd and you'd come back and he'd just be into the next joke. You see, but it was fucking tremendous stuff.
Hoot.
Bob asked me earlier this week because the glasses quite difficult for vision. Bob is what you stressed to me, right? The glasses.
They are, yes.
Yeah. It was asked to me whether Bob said, "Should I do the monologue without the glasses? Or should I memorize the whole thing?" And I was like, "Well, hold on, memorize the whole thing. What kind of program are we running here?" All right, there you go. Some 31 nostalgia.
Wow.
For the Grinners. Novi, that's probably the funniest thing we've ever seen right in the history of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of people talk and claim they're funny. There's just simply no one that delivers them like Robert O'Neill. Just a different kind of. There's a tier.
What I love about him, Novi, he says the thing no one else has the guts to say. That's the truth of it. He just cuts straight to the point. That's what I love about it. Caden, what did you make of that?
Look, I've seen Fluffy. I've seen Dave Chappelle live. Bob fucking shits on them.
Yeah, especially Fluffy.
Yeah.
Especially Fluffy.
Mark.
Darren Cage is in a super chat. While we celebrate Bob, I know he's celebrating his new favourite piece. Okay, look, in all seriousness, I should have pre-read it. I apologise. Darren, thank you for the super chat. In all seriousness, for a moment, just a moment, because I'm sure some of these questions are going to go in the exact same path.
Yeah.
Bob was quite concerned about us doing this bit at this current time because, so as a result of that, this extensive format that's in front of me here is much more dependent on professional wrestling's US wrestling, including the prestigious United States title.
Yeah.
And if we can leave those particular bits to a minimum, that would be ideal because, we joke about a lot of things, but it feels like the wrong time.
Right.
In those particular jokes. Yeah.
Joe, I have a question.
Yes, mate.
Do you have the Ask Bob Anything questions just up like on the hashtag thing? Or did you pick them out?
I have the hashtag and I also have clicked on the tweet so that cause some of the folks I think missed the hashtag.
Okay. If you have the hashtag thing open, hit it with a refresh.
Okay. Right.
Oh,
I'll do it when I catch up because I'm going
Right,
I'll do it when I catch up. All right. Thank you, Darren. Jumanji Hunter gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Jumanji Hunter.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it very, very much.
Oh my God.
This just sounds very alarming. What's happening right now?
Not good. Not good.
That's good. That's fair enough. Don't worry about Bob. It's right in your sort of alleyway. Trey, super chat, huge pop. Holy shit! This is from someone who lives in Edmonton. Excellent. It shows you the range of your work, Bobby. You know.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trey. Hope you're having a good night, mate. All right, let's proceed with this program in some form or fashion. Bobby's got his glasses, he's got his hat. The barbecue is underway. Manny peeping for some reason over the fence. Eagle flying high. Things of that nature. Immediate disclaimer about lack of political commentary established. We're in a good spot so far.
Off and running.
I think it would make sense that we now turn it to the great Grinner Circle, who have been asking questions throughout the week for Bob, and we're going to work our way through those. Bob, tell the people that have never been to a party with yourself, because obviously I've been lucky to go to a lot of them. You're someone, you like to hold court, right? You're telling stories.
Right.
Often at your parties, there will be an Ask Bob Anything like moment in the night where Bob just goes, "Hey everyone, hashtag," you know, and we all just we start having questions for him, favorite match, stuff like that. How excited are you for this? Because the last time we did this was September. And that's one of the most dynamic late night Grin episodes ever.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I always like to field questions from people. I'm sure they'll all be really appropriate and on task, and we'll be good.
Yeah. There's a chance some of these are skipped over in defense of Bob, but I will work through them diligently nonetheless. Chucky asks, what racetrack would you most like to go see a NASCAR race at? Well, that's a sincere question, isn't
Good question.
That is a nice question. I think I'd probably pick Daytona or Talladega because those are kind of the big two if you've never been there. Probably Daytona, honestly. I'd probably start there and then maybe Talladega someday. But yeah, great question.
Interesting. Novi, Bob doesn't like when I do this, but just interested. What would be your answer to that?
I was at Charlotte when I was very young, but I've not gone back since. So probably there and then Daytona, I'd say.
I just love this from Cole, who says, this is in regards to Bobby doing this at parties, still makes them put the questions on Twitter using the hashtag. Everyone fire up Twitter. Number one Gunkle has been a member for 10 months, said, I hope someone new is as confused as I was when I first saw Bob when he turned up and did a totally unrelated monologue on The Distraction, a show I only saw because I forgot to turn off the TV. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I suddenly feel a great deal of regret for you now you're this deep in this terrible predicament. That's actually, I mean, we have a lot of new viewers. That was a big deal, Bobby. The corner three, we used to call that segment.
Oh yeah, the corner three.
Yeah,
turned into reviewing Young Rock every week, and then it became like with you guys on the post show, and yeah, it kind of turned into a whole thing.
It did.
The corner three is technically how I kind of got started at Fightful, Joe.
Oh Jesus, we have that
because
to blame with too.
When I started doing stuff on FMC. Whenever I started doing stuff on FMC, they gave me a new version of the corner three called the penalty box, where I talked about hockey or whatever else I wanted for 2 minutes.
Hold on a second, Bob. Did you have any idea this happened?
No, I didn't know that at all.
So you mean to tell me, Caden, that you've been on this platform for 11 months, you never once thought to clue us in that you actually replaced Bob O'Neill in New York?
I've never said, I forgot that happened until now.
Well,
you're a nasty
I genuinely
guy,
thought that was a thing.
Incredible reveal here. To feel betrayed, I have to be honest. At a party, you're going to, at the man's barbecue, you're doing that. Unbelievable, man. All right, fair enough. The chicken, what was it, the Kurt Angle chicken snacks, was it, Bob?
Oh, yeah, the chicken snacks. It was
chicken snacks.
Had a great time.
Yeah. All right. New member, thank you, number one Gunkle, House of Spoken, who's a familiar name. I'm pretty sure this is one of those weird YouTube situations. But either way, welcome back aboard, and grins ahead, brother. We appreciate you. Okay, thanks, folks. Let's move forward here. It's a good question just generally for the Bob. I mean, you throw a lot of these parties, and especially when it's a holiday. Connor asks, should I bring anything to the barbecue, side dish or dessert of some sort? What is your kind of general etiquette with those things, Bobby?
Yeah, I think, if you're going to a barbecue, you should ask if you should bring something, which Connor did here. I appreciate that. We're all set, but I appreciate you asking anyway. That'll get you really far in life. Just ask if you can do anything or bring anything for anyone.
Wow, kind of felt like he was subtweeting me in person. That was crazy. This was a great question. I loved this question here. This is from Staff, who says, how did you become so wealthy? And do you have any easy tricks to achieve that wealth in 6 months? And I said I said, he loves questions like this because this is your kind of will. This is how you made a lot of your money, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Well, give some tips here for us peasants out there just watching along.
It helps when you get the LNG Legends deal.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I mean, that's the primary portion of it. Really, you just got to get that, and let everyone else do 20 shows a week and just show up and act like it's a big deal when you do 2.
Yeah. But enough about confirmed shoot. Okay, Owen here says, he initially says, don't worry, Paul Salam. He says 5 favorite Republicans. Then he stops himself. We all know the answers for that. Would have just been Bob's top 5 favorite wrestlers we're getting to later. Actual question, which wrestlers would you allow to come to Bob's barbecue and what would their jobs be? Let's say in a just world where you do not take responsibility for what may... All right, well, okay, never seen a reference there. All right, back to the question. This is actually a great one, right? Like, who would you... Let's have 5 pro wrestlers at the barbecue, maybe a couple roles for them, but more specifically, the wrestlers is the fun part here. Go for it.
Okay, let's see.
This is tough, Bob. This is really tough.
It is tough, because are there 5 wrestlers that I like right now? Because, like... You can invite Cody, but that's going to go a certain way, and
Imagine Cody fucking with his suit on, just talking to Bob. Bob's dressed exactly like this. Just talking.
Probably Kevin Owens. He seems like he'd be fun to barbecue
Great
with.
answer.
Yeah.
Right, you got Kev.
He'd be there. Dustin Rhodes. He'd be a good one. He's from Texas. He knows what he's doing.
I gotta be honest. I think it's I think you're playing a dangerous game there. I think now, granted, Dustin's not going to show him getting drunk or anything. He's not going to make a fool of himself. But I do think if he gets a little comfy, you might start talking about some different interesting things, especially on an occasion like this. That's
fair. Yeah. That would not be ideal.
If Bob ever needs to step away from the grill, though, then he can always take over, I feel.
Yeah. He's safe hands, isn't he?
Yeah.
And if it gets quiet, Denny, you just go, just tell us about WCW. That's what I'd
do. Yeah. I was going to say, there's an easy way to change the subject with that. Yeah.
This would all culminate with like 10:30 p.m. Bob jokingly buries Cody to try and pop Dustin, and Dustin punches him in the face and walks off.
Look, okay, Joe, there's one thing I always tell myself every morning. I always trust in Big Natural.
Yes, it's true. Very true. Every morning you do that. Okay, so we've got Kevin Owens, we've got Dustin Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good team you got here, Bob.
Samoa Joe, I think he'd be really great to have there.
Different flavour I feel he'll bring to the party too, That's good stuff. I tell you what, it's a good team you got here, right? You got a couple more slots. What do you reckon? Any uncut mine?
He's polarizing, but I think Kevin Nash in that setting would be great. And Jeff Jarrett.
Jarrett's showing up.
Yeah.
What attire are we looking for Jeff? Is he in like Last Outlaw get up for some reason? Does he have the guitar? Yeah. The gloves? The sunglasses?
All of it.
Okay. Do we have any roles for those, or is it more sort of freestyle the way you run these things?
Yeah, it's mostly just freestyle. Whoever is in the position to do whatever can do it at that moment. You got to be flexible.
I like it. That was a good lineup, boys, wasn't it? Good lineup.
I like that. I like that a lot.
He knows what he's doing, man. He is what he is. Riley asks, where's the potato salad? I can't find it. Did you forget to bring it? Good question, because I was wondering the same thing, but I didn't want to ask.
We didn't have any potato salad, unfortunately.
Fucking Dustin, bro.
What can you do, man?
Reese says, or asks, favorite food item to barbecue? And there's 3 questions. We'll start with that one. Go on, Bob. Favorite food on Bob?
Favorite's probably ribs. I didn't do ribs today. We just did burgers and hot dogs and kept it simple. But ribs I'm doing pulled pork next week for All In, so I'm excited for that.
Beautiful.
That sounds wonderful. You know what else sounds wonderful, Bob? The audience has grown considerably since I asked you 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to run it back because it's Bob's barbecue. We break the rules. Usually I do it once or twice an hour. Fuck it, I'm going to do it twice in 25 minutes. Bob, if someone's watched that monologue and gone, this is the best conversational content I've seen that's somewhat attached to professional wrestling in years, how can I support the video? What would you say to them?
Well, you go ahead and smash that like button. If you did it the first time, it's going to be your second time, so you're going to have to do it at least one more time. I don't think that's going to be a problem based on the precedent show setting here. I think it's going to come up quite a bit tonight, but, odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, onward.
What's awesome about that is 19 minutes ago, Bob said, the bit, doesn't matter. And then he just went through all the numbers again. Just for anyone wondering the power of Bob O'Neill, there are over 80 people currently watching this on July 4th. So, this is a remarkable occasion. Reese also asked, this was a tremendous question. Would you rather fight 10 dog-sized Doc Gallows or 1 Doc Gallows-sized dog?
Oh.
I think this is easy, personally. But
Yeah.
I think it depends how big the dog is, though. Is it like him? Because what are the 10 dogs then?
I tell you what, that's a good Novi.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon? What's a good answer for that that's fair to make the game more fun? There's a neutral part here.
I want to say like a beagle, but that feels a little big, you know?
Yeah.
Feels like it'd be tough to handle.
Because
Maybe
Gallows is a tough man, let's be honest. It's got to be.
Yeah. It's got to be somewhere a little lower than that. I don't know where he'd sit though. Maybe like a little pit bull, just a small one. Nothing too big.
10. Okay. Gallows.
I think you got to take your chance with 10 little Gallows.
I agree because, dude, a dog at the big LG size would be horrifying, wouldn't it? I mean, Jesus wept.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Does the dog have his knees? However,
Gallows knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does because it says it would be Gallows' size, not that it would have Gallows' injuries and.
I don't know.
Look at this. This is the same thinking here from the chat. Exact same response.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a great question. How did you first get into wrestling barbecue media?
That's a great question. This is actually my first foray into wrestling barbecue media. So we'll see how it goes.
First foray is brilliant. For those of you that have never seen the 31, the one actual thing that Bob would ask on that show was, how did you get into wrestling media? That was the one. And then the payoff with that when Jeremy came on was that he just continues the interview, right? That was what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we did, Bob? We continued the interview. Yeah, that was fun. Different time. All right. Franco, this was really unfortunate. Okay, slightly different question here on what we asked earlier. What are your 5 dream barbecue guests? So let's go non-wrestling for this. Let's think bigger than wrestling. We've already got our wrestlers. Who are we just, because you got a pretty big reputation in the industry. Like, who could we get, do you think? Who you want to get is the question. Especially with those monologues. They'd love those monologues.
Who's going to pop at them, right,
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam Sandler would be fun to hang out with.
Watching Bob do it moose jokes.
Very good start.
Oh man, I don't want to say a bunch of funny people, but that's who I'd want to hang out with.
Yeah, makes sense.
Conan would be on there.
Conan, would he be doing? Now, hang on. We talking about Conan O'Brien, or are we talking
Conan O'Brien? Yes.
Okay, just making sure because. I know I said non-wrestling, but Conan sort of transcends wrestling.
That is true.
What comes around goes around.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yep. Sandler, Bob, Conan. Can you imagine this party, Novi?
That would be the funniest fucking place I've ever seen,
I don't want any athletes there because
they might go off the rails. You don't want to. That's a dangerous game.
No athlete, not one.
I'm trying to think, man. There's not one that I'm like, I want to hang out with that guy.
Like an old baseball guy. What if
That'd be good, like a legend, bit of authority for the place.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll get Ken Griffey Jr. in there then.
There you go.
There we go.
So we got a nice list here. We've got a couple slots left. Anyone come to mind, Bobby, or are you content at that point in the ball game?
No, I think we're good with just 3.
Yeah,
have a hell of a time.
I think it'd be a good time. Okay, this is where the night's going to take a slight turn. Franco also asked, why has Joe stole your Lego hair? And I'm so mad about this. I brought this up without anyone asking me about it. I brought this up last night.
You did.
Novi, I explain this to you. The Lego hair is a reference to Bob's remarkable ability to have a full head of hair that doesn't ever move or adjust or shift.
Yeah.
You could say many things about my hair, most of which would be accurate. The one you cannot say is that it's Lego hair. It's all over. It's flowing, Novi. It's flowing.
Yours spikes up. It goes up.
Yeah.
I described this to you yesterday. Bob's hair, whenever it grows, it just kind of expands. Like you're pumping a tire full of air. That's all it is. Yours goes crazy. It's different. It's a different vibe.
Bob goes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, we're running it back already here. Franco asks, what do you call Hulk Hogan? Good question.
I actually call him the immoral Hulk Hogan.
All right, the next couple we're going to also pick up on a prior bit, unfortunately. But
Joe, real quickly before you get into another question.
Mate.
Everybody, I'm about to start eating hot dogs.
Okay.
Time to
we have guesses in the chat? Okay, guess is in the chat. So how many are you eating again?
I'm eating 8. 8 plus buns.
Fascinating phrasing.
Keep in mind, there's hamburger buns on some of these too. Keep that in mind.
These are all hamburger buns because they were only hamburger buns.
It's all.
Bro, you're gonna
That's
shit
insane.
yourself, man. That's fucking
insane.
psychotic. All right.
Are you dipping the
he's-
buns in water like Joey Chestnut?
No, I'm just going to. I'm going to eat them. I'm not going to go super slow. I'm not going to just like be leisurely, but I'm going to try to get it in like a decent amount of time.
You got any ketchup on those dogs? You just
No,
doing
they
raw?
are just going to be raw.
Oh, dry dogs. I don't like that.
This sounds fucking disgusting.
I don't like that, Caden. You got to put some ketchup on them babies. Maybe some relish. I don't.
No, it's
Okay.
not. I'm not.
I got
I'm
a quick question. I got a quick question here for Bob. Actually, I got one of my own.
Good.
If you're getting a hot dog at a barbecue, what are you putting on that baby?
You need some mustard, some relish. I'm not an onion guy, but definitely at least mustard and relish. And I don't like ketchup on my hot dogs. I know some people do, but
This
yeah,
is the size.
plain is crazy.
This is the size, fellas.
Dude, look at that thing. It's not even like there's no char on it, Caden.
Yeah,
What's
can you
wrong with
microwave
you?
these?
I had a microwave. I don't have a grill.
Okay.
Jesus.
I live in an apartment with 3
Right.
other people. Okay, this is the best we were doing.
Okay, wait. Everyone calm down. I'm trying to keep score of this here.
Okay.
And then we're going to hit start on the gimmick. Caden, are you going to keep time on this for yourself?
Yeah, I'll do a timer on my phone.
Thank God. Thank you, God. Okay. I'm definitely missed ones, guys, because I'm doing this on the fly here. But
We need to add in the factor, everybody putting their times in. If you have not put it in yet, add in the fact that there is a cat behind me who is now very excited that I have hot dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you mean by that?
That cat cannot help you, Caden. Just to let you know
that cat is going to distract me.
can't help you though.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second.
These guesses, guys, I don't know. I think you guys are. I think Tope's got it real
Tope,
low there,
I think
39. That's
there
good.
will be. I think there will be a microwave reheat for
I like
one
that.
or two of these.
Look,
I do.
Wait, free.
I am also thinking a microwave reheat.
Look, I respect the confidence, Panda Boy, but 5 minutes. Maybe that's 5
5 minutes
hours.
is crazy.
I don't know.
That's no.
You could clarify, say it's 5 hours. 5 minutes is a lot for Caden Lee. These are dry dogs. They got nothing on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just microwaved.
No, we keep
Yeah.
feeling dead. You're doing a good job.
The hamburger buns are going to be an issue too.
That's
Can you
good. That's
hold, can
where
you
I'm.
hold one in a hamburger bun up for us?
Yeah, I'll do it from the flat side because I feel like that's better.
Are you just slamming the buns together? You just are. Oh God.
No, I'm like rolling them up to create a.
Okay.
Imagine
Dude.
listening to this.
Dude.
Someone driving along
You gotta look,
Saturday morning. Listen
I
to this.
had 20 minutes and we have a single target near me, so that was what we were doing. There was no other option.
Yeah. Classic Caden
Yeah.
Lee, man.
I just
Almost misses the deadline. Filth. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, I see a couple last guests here.
About to shut
Riley has
this off here.
switched guest. He's switched guests here. I've seen switches in guesses. We gotta call it there. Call it there, Novi. Tell the people
no more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
If you got your
Man.
answer in the chat, that's good. But if you haven't already, you're done. It's over.
Bryce is saying DNF.
I'll count that one as a guess, right? So
That's
get
a
on there
guess.
too.
DNF
That's
is a guess. That's actually probably like the best guess.
Yeah.
So you're eating 8 hot dogs and basically 4 full hamburger buns because you're not getting
Yeah.
full bun. Okay.
I'm gonna give my own guess is I think I'm gonna do it in about 24 minutes and 16 seconds.
I don't think you got that dog in you, brother. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I don't think you got it.
Fair.
Prove us wrong. It's a challenge.
Is
I
there a
haven't eaten
chance?
in a
Is there a
while.
chance you tap out, or are you?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance I get to like 6 and tap out.
Okay.
But I think what I'm gonna try to do is here's my strategy. So we've already called it, so I can do strategy now. My strategy is to slam a few early.
Of course.
Get a few out of the way. That way I can take a little bit of a break and I can be a little bit more chill in the last few.
Yeah. All right. Good.
I am going to also mute myself.
Good idea. Very good idea. Okay, tell me. Here's what you do, Ken. You keep your own time, and then put it in the private chat when you have the final time, so I can.
Okay.
We could do a big reveal, even though I've definitely missed people's guesses.
I'll move you down here. Get you bigger.
Okay. Hello, Caden.
Make you a little larger down there while you're
Hello,
eating.
Caden.
All right.
All right. Back to Ask Bob Anything.
Yeah.
No, wait, Novi, count me down.
Oh, okay.
Count me down.
Jesus. 3, 2, 1. Eat those fucking dogs, Caden Lee, all right? Look at them.
I'm sorry. This is experimental now. All right. Here we go, Bob. Get ready. J-Cars, hypothetically, were I to arrive at the barbecue and find one or more dogs in a pool area that's been encompassed. What should my next course of action be? Bob, answer the question as it's asked, all right? Don't go beyond that.
Everything's fine. You should just leave it alone. They're in there for a reason.
I have to be honest. I think that may have been the worst possible answer you could get onto, and I respect that. Big Hitbox Fiend. Did he do it? Again, ask the question as it's asked. Answer the question as asked, Bob.
It's really impossible to say.
All right, Graps question from Rice. What are your biggest gripes about modern wrestling, and did it used to be better? Oh,
this is a really good question. I did look at some of the questions before. I enjoyed this one a lot. Thank you, Rice, and thank you for these graphics as well.
Yeah, true. What's your answer?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people seem to like modern wrestling, so
yeah,
I'm not going to say it's bad, but like, the it used to be better stuff is so tricky too, though, because like, I did enjoy it more, but I also had a lot less to worry about in my life. You know, everyone kind of likes the things that they liked when they were 11 or 12 forever, because that's like when you're so formative. And do I think there's some things like everything feeling, you know, kind of like a performance, and you know, everyone trying to get a viral moment instead of kind of telling stories in a match necessarily? Yeah, but there is still storytelling. You know, everyone leans too far in either direction on this, I think. But like, I prefer the old stuff, but like, I'm really excited for All In. I'm really excited for Goldberg and Gunther. So like, you know, there's new stuff out there. And Joe talks about this a lot. Just picking and choosing what you want to watch does so much too, even if that's not anything for a few weeks.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I mean, I agree with you definitely about the wrestling we like is we're always going to, you know, be blind to its flaws, right? So I agree with you completely. I agree. Good answer. Sugar Tooth, Bob, first time, long time. Hamburger or hot dog? I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, like I said, I had a hamburger earlier. I also had a hot dog, but the hamburger, you know, I know Chicago's big on the hot dogs and stuff, but I think a hamburger is just better. You know, it's more versatile, I think. And
I love that take.
Yeah, I like
hamburger. Hamburger has a higher ceiling, but also a lower floor.
That's fair. That's a really good way to put it.
I think if you're at the barbecue, you're down on a hamburger, maybe two of them, and they're saying, "I got room for a hot dog." I guess so, and you have you have one of those, you know. Yeah.
Spectacular audio. All right, good stuff. Fun Army says, "How would you explain traditional meat?" You know, actually, I'm going to leave this one. It's I just realized where that was going. You know what? I want to be clear. If you did those bits, I don't blame you. I blame myself because we've established that as a normal bit, and now we realize it's really not.
I know that one. It was a good cry. Really,
it was a funny bit. It was, but we're trying because Bob was scared about. You know, we didn't want to. I don't want to put Bob in a position.
But yeah, I'm glad he lost.
Yeah. Hey, Ambo. Hello, Bob. What do you call the Good Brothers? There you go. Much easier.
I actually call them the Great Brothers, and tried to get that in the monologue, and I couldn't think of one. So I guess I'm cooked now.
Wow. You were like WWE trying to put them on SmackDown. Try and just couldn't get them in. All right, Nathan asked Bob, why do they call you Bobby Two Shoes? Do you only have one at one point, or maybe three? There's no way Bob has an answer for this because I'm the one who called him it. And I
had no clue.
Yeah, Bobby Two Shoes sounds good. Then it's a funny name.
It does. Yeah. It's funny.
I mean, Bing Bong has got even less reason, right? Holy fuck! Caden's ate 5.5 hot dogs.
Has he?
I have to be honest, this is a game changer in terms of the way I perceive Caden Lee.
Yeah. That's pretty quick, to be honest with you.
Your break is going to do more harm than good at this point. You're in the zone.
Yeah, you might as well just keep rolling.
You just got I was going to throw up. Okay.
Dude, keep slamming those dogs, Caden.
All right. Nathan also asked, what should the Cubs do with Kyle Tucker? I always forget.
Got to extend him, man. The Cubs had a great game today. 8 home runs and back. Joe loves when we talk about baseball.
Wow, on the 4th?
I love it.
Yeah.
What a way to celebrate.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, Caden. Deep emerged.
I have reached the point where I'm starting to feel sick.
Yeah. But you got to just take it home now. Because the thing is, you're not going to feel better for the rest of the night. You got to just finish the job.
I agree.
Good work. All right. What a fucking pro. All right. Tell us, in a Bob Rand wrestling promotion, how long would you keep the world title in Shelton Benjamin? Who would be his biggest rivals? Now we're talking fantasy booking.
That is good. That is good. I assume we don't have any constraints with.
No, do you want?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is someone that Shelton could face? That's. Actually, I would love to see him face Kenny Omega.
Whoa.
That'd be a good fucking
Big
match.
fantasy booking. I love it. Okay, so we've got Shelton Benjamin. He's wrestling Kenny Omega. How long was he having the belt for, Bobby?
That's the other. You got to give him like a year. Every reign's a year now, so you got to give him a year to stay with industry trends.
Fair. Okay, so we've got Omega. What? Give me a couple of programs here, Bobby. Who are we thinking for Shelton?
He'd have a good program with Hangman as well.
Yeah.
That's right, he would.
God, I tell you what, Bob's all elite, isn't he, nowadays? He's had enough of it.
Yeah.
You notice that thing he did earlier? It was very subtle. He was doing his all wrestling's good thing, and he goes, I'm really excited about All In. Very subtle. There's something going on here, Bobby. You can tell me later. I
ordered it.
You ordered AEW or All In specifically?
All In, yeah. I did not purchase AEW.
Was it that football coach making that video? Was that what turned you to the
No, that was pretty funny, though.
Dude, every time he said about the Young Bucks, I popped. Those tag team badasses, the Young Bucks. Like they were the Road Warriors. It was fucking amazing. All right. What else do we have here? Okay, this one from Joel Hublo. Hey, Bob. This is a great question. This guy looks handsome. I'd love to know your LNG Mount Rushmore. This is a great fucking question because we have a 40-man roster.
Yeah.
So this is challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Rushmore,
Okay.
Bobby.
Gotta put Manny.
Hooper immediately slotted in. That's big.
Have to. Have to put Rice.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Look at the graphics.
I have finished.
Oh my god, what's your time? Put in the private chat. In the private chat. Okay,
All
carry
of them?
on in the meantime.
Yep, every
Yes.
single one.
Bro, game changer for the plans you have in Texas for Caden Lee, bro. This dude's a party animal. Look at him. He's a fucking hoop, bro.
Shit.
I didn't know.
Wow.
Amazing. Jesus wept.
Oh,
Hang
lightning
on a
quick.
second.
You're gonna be dropping bombs later on.
My God.
Oh yeah.
Caden Lee is... You sent the time
Look at him!
here.
Look at him! Fucking wrap that
Right.
hamburger buns up. The remaining
we have
few.
a winner here.
Mhm.
We have a winner. Unless he changed his guess, and if he did, he's got away with it because I didn't see it. Walt's guessed 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Whoa!
And it came in at 7 minutes
No
and
shit.
6 seconds. So, Walt, you are now owed a red LNG Productions hat, brother. Hit me up on Twitter, and if you're not on the Twitter gimmick, maybe Discord. If you're not on there, then email me.
I'm not gonna lie, Kate. If I were here to guess, I would have guessed like 15 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
I guessed 20, so I'm shocked I
Walt's
did it.
not
I'm
happy
like,
about it.
I got. If you don't want it, don't take it. I'll save
Okay.
the money.
Hang on. The Grin got blood and the glizzy. Tremendous stuff. This is a good question, actually. Caden, are you going to be funding this? LNG hats, all in,
I don't have-
Starcast?
Yeah, I'll bring I'll pack a suitcase with the gimmicks and
Listen,
we'll be a
bro.
Starcast.
If you go to Starcast for those red ones, you're going to get some fucking takers, let me tell
For
you.
real.
Stan Hansen's vision ain't the best, bro. I reckon you could...
I think Stan Hansen would give us a free meet and greet if we came up
Yeah.
with those.
I agree. Okay, so we got Manny and Rice on the... I already think this is a huge surprise already. And I love Rice, I love
agree a
Manny.
little bit.
But Bob is really being bold here, and I love that about him as a host. So go for it, Bob.
Again, yeah, it's the graphics, they
Yeah.
add so much. And, oh, man. Okay, I got to pick two more.
That's tough.
I mean, does J Shell still count? I'm going to pick J Shell.
Jay Shell,
Mm.
Rice, Manny, one slot left on the Mount Rushmore.
Jack Crosby. He's a Hall of Famer.
Wow, what a
Nice.
squad, dude.
Beautiful.
Nice.
What someone? It's like one of those video game. You know, when you make a faction on my universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Fair enough. Don't have an ask. Were you Mr. America in 2003? I've been wondering this for years.
I was not, actually. They revealed that on WWE.com that it was actually Hulk Hogan, and then that's why he wasn't around anymore, because he lied, and then he didn't come back for a couple years.
Wow, so
Hogan lied.
he lied, and he was not around as a result of that. Feels like a new
Yeah.
development, Bob.
I know.
Interesting. Was you offered that role, Mr. America?
I was. I had it turned down.
Interesting. All right. This is also from Don't Have an App. Rank these disgraced Chicago athletes from worst to best. The White Sox, the Bears, CM Punk.
Well, the White Sox are still the worst. From there, I mean, I guess the Bears are worse than CM Punk because they don't ever win anything. But, like, the past week has been tough.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to go with Punk and then the Bears. We put the Bears above him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bears have the new coach.
Oh, my God.
Sure.
Okay, I know the answer to this, but I'll read it from George It says, Can you please sing Real American in its entirety to celebrate this great occasion? Now, I'm going to change this because I don't believe you're going to sing. I could be wrong. You do appear to be reaching for a water bottle here, so maybe you're preparing. I don't know. But what would be your favorite lyric from Real American? How's that for a compromise?
Hold on.
Okay, pull up
Gotta
that.
go through it now.
That's fine.
Can I give mine?
Yes, please do.
I think it comes crashing down and it burns inside. I think it's pretty like unintentionally accurate to the state of America.
Wait,
Fair.
is it burns inside?
I think it hurts inside.
It's hurt.
Yeah, it's the same
right?
thing. It's the same thing.
Dude, you almost fucking stunned me there. I was like, holy shit, I didn't, because obviously I listen to it every day, so I
Right?
knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's my bad. Sorry.
That's fine. You scared me, bro.
But no, it's got to be that, right?
Scanning the lyrics.
That's a good one. If you hurt my friends, you hurt my pride. Because yeah, you know what? You do hurt my pride when you hurt my friends. That's real. I feel that.
Damn.
The fucking soul.
Top 5 examples of your pride being hurt when your friends. Grant sends a super chat. Hello, Bob. How do you think Bill Gold will do next weekend? Also, what is your playlist at your barbecue? And is Real American on it? My God. Real tie-in. Okay, we'll start with the loud. Real American's not on it. I can confirm that, right, Bob?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, let's circle back now. Will Bill Goldberg, how will he do on the weekend, do you think?
I think he's going to have a good match. Some people are worried that he's going to win. I don't think you have to be concerned about that. But, like, I think it'll be a good enough match with him and Gunther and, fitting retirement.
That's very positive. I like it.
Can you imagine?
Also, what is your playlist at your barbecue? Great question.
It was a lot of Bruce Springsteen today. Big Springsteen guy. Yeah, that was really the bulk of it today. But we'll throw in some Jimmy Buffett in there. I got Jimmy Buffett. I got my car keys. I got the little Jimmy Buffett flip flop.
Yeah.
Shit. So, just out of interest, when you throw a party and you've got Springsteen on, and Born in the USA comes on, are you the guy? Do you walk around to all the guests and go, this is not really actually a patriot?
I do, yeah. Make sure everyone knows.
Yeah,
Because they have to know, and they have to know that I know.
Yeah, you put your hand up. Just so everyone knows when you're singing along to this, guys, just to be clear, we're on the same page here. Not actually, okay, good work. Very good, Bobby. This is a very unique one from Brainbuster. Hey, Bob, thoughts on Brawl Out? Great question.
No, I don't actually have any.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you, Grant. Thank you very, very much. All right. Tyler asks, hey, Bobby, just wanted to know your top 4 favorite films. Great question.
Ooh, that is a good question. I'm not the biggest movie guy, but let's see. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Classic. Yep.
Absolutely up there.
Great film.
Honestly, I think Commando is one of my top 4.
Oh, yeah. Go on. She's on fire.
What else we got here? Basketball.
Oh, classic.
And
in rhythm.
What do we got?
Corner freeze, brother.
One more. I think it's Talladega Nights.
There you go. All right.
Wow.
Strikes me as your sort of picture that, doesn't it, Ovi?
What now?
Talladega Nights. Strikes me as your sort of picture,
Yeah. I
do
do like the racing.
No, it's funny. It's fun, that film. That's the film with the I like to party line, right? That Caden always uses.
Mm-hmm.
Where he has the sound of the radio with the picture of the TV, and he asks him why he does it, and he goes, I like to party.
Yeah.
Vintage Caden Lee. All right. Caden Lee asks, hey, Bob, thoughts on Punk working Saudi? Well, this was my fault. I asked the boys to do questions such as this, but I didn't realize they went to that direction. Okay, bro, anything on that?
No, I don't have any thoughts there either.
Okay. Josh asks, what Jelly Roll dream matches would you like to see? Great question. Great question.
That is a great question. You could do him and Dwayne against Cody and what's the name? Hardy.
Of course,
the guy that they brought in.
Oh yeah, the Royal Rumble 2023 performer Hardy.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Jesus.
Do Jelly Roll against Chad Gable. That'd be fun.
Gable loses after a good match. All right, fair enough. Good stuff. I'm just preparing here. We are approaching.
Roshan saying I thought he was talking about Jeff Hardy.
We're approaching the halfway point of this program, and so just want to warn you, the party's about to turn into a Grinalong for a moment here, coming up very shortly. So just get yourselves ready, mentally prepare. There is a link in the description. We'll get to that in a moment. Great question here from Cal, as is often the case.
Good tweeter.
Is it a work?
Everything's a work.
Fucking. Buster, how much do we learn on these shows when we're just hanging out with Bob, bro?
It's like I'm listening to like a territory shoot interview. It's kind of crazy.
It is, yeah, very much so. Thankfully, there's no pedophiles here. Not that I know of, anyway.
Exactly. Exactly.
Novi, Novi says, "Hey Bob, long time Blue Sky follower. Was just wondering your thoughts on the former Mariah May's debut in NXT." Great question.
Good question.
It seemed like it went well. I don't know. I don't.
Good answer.
Don't watch
you actually have
NXT.
not seen this, have you? You've definitely not seen this.
No, not at all.
Excellent. All right, a couple more from Cal. Hey Bob, thoughts?
No, not really.
No? All right.
Not really. No.
He also asked, any thoughts on Plants vs. Zombies?
Oh, great game.
Great
No,
soundtrack.
I remember that game came out, and I think I was a little too old for it.
Wow.
I know everyone likes it, so I never got into Minecraft either.
Wow.
Wow. The tone has shifted here. Ever since I said the word pedophile, things are really... Avery says, hey Bob, who gets more money in the contract, PCA or Tucker? Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay.
It's going to be Tucker, but PCA's been incredible this year. He's really played himself into another big deal. And, it's good as a fan, but it's unfortunate, when the front office has proven that they won't sign these guys. So hopefully that changes, because it's been a lot of fun this year.
Very nice, very nice. The great Chris Bourdine says, hey Bob, did you ride the carousel or Ferris wheel on your visit to Comerica?
Yes,
Comerica
great
Park?
question. That's where I was for the baseball game the day after I got dinner with Chris Bourdine.
Yep.
Which was a lovely time. I didn't. I saw the carousel. I didn't even see where the Ferris wheel was, and I was like, "Well, that'd be interesting if I could find it." But then I didn't care enough to go look for it. You'd think it's Ferris wheel, you'd be able to see it, but couldn't find it.
You would think that.
So, just genuine question.
Yep.
How often do you name drop LNG when you're out at dinner and you're, say you're looking to maybe shave a little off the bill? Do you often kind of go just so you know I am on the late night grid? Do you do that?
I
a
will
lot,
do that.
or-
Yeah. I'll do that most times I go out.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I respect that. I do the same if I was in your level of fame and significance. Cal, back again, asks, if you were WWE, God forbid, what would AEW have to offer in a trade for Rhea Ripley? Vice versa, what would WWE have to offer for Willow Nightingale? Would either represent an upwards, lateral, or downwards move? Fucking hard hitting, dude.
It's a funny question because you almost have to trade one for the other, pretty much. It's the only way they'll be fair. You look at Willow's ceiling coming up. You look at what Rhea's already done.
Yeah,
it almost has to be a straight 1-for-1. At that point, it is just kind of lateral.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea's definitely the biggest star right now. I do think if you were booking, you'd have some confidence in yourself. I could change that with Willow. You feel that way. Willow's a better promo. I like both of them in the ring. Willow's definitely the better promo though. They obviously very different appeals, but yeah, it's a tough one. Any trade ideas for that, fellas, before we proceed here?
I wouldn't trade Will for anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't do either.
That's fair.
No.
Caden Lee is looking like he's starting to wear those hot dogs, I'll be honest with you. His face hasn't moved for a while.
Knocking on wood, I actually don't feel terrible. I feel full. I'm mainly just looking at my cat, trying to figure out what he's doing.
Good sell, bro. Thanks. Fuck. Try to be entertaining here, man. Jesus. Hold your tummy or something, man. Fuck. It's a work. There you go, man. All right.
Ew. Okay.
That
Didn't
looks
like that either.
That looks vulgar. That's what that.
Yeah.
That
I didn't
was
like
vulgar.
that.
That was vulgar, quite frankly. All right, we're going to stop here in a moment and then come back to finish the rest of these questions. If you still have questions, use
you can move back up there.
#AskBobAnything. We're going to do a couple more here, and then we hit an hour. We're going to do the first Grinalong. Josh asked 2 years ago on the SummerSlam. On the SummerSlam 2013 Grinalong, somehow Shelton Benjamin was brought up. Joe said he was washed. Would you like to take a victory lap, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, I really would, because I did hear a lot of that, especially from you, Joe. And I think you've changed your tune over the past year, but I would like an apology.
I'm actually more than willing to give an apology on that. I tried to be like the smartest guy in the room about Shelton Benjamin, and I ended up making a fool of myself. I should have just gone with the normal take that he's really cool and awesome, because he has proven himself to, in fact, be really cool and awesome. I apologize for that. I do that a lot less now as a result of, specifically because it went wrong with Shelton Benjamin, I tried to do that with no wrestlers at all, actually. Yeah.
That rules.
And he's going to be on Grin Grappler. Well, he's not going to be on it. He's going to be the subject.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He just sits there while we review his matches. Okay. David asks, hey, Bob, thoughts on there being no observer on Today of All Days? Feels like a statement or attack. Bob?
Yeah, it's crazy. I heard Dave had some technical issues or whatever. I didn't work today, so I wasn't going to read it anyway, but it's a shame.
Damn.
Wow.
Very dismissive of Dave there. I'm not sure I like that. Lambo asks, thoughts on Sean Spears? Great question.
He's great. Friend of the show.
Factual. Cole, hey Bob, big fan of the work you do. My question, what do you think at WrestleTix? Okay, I have no idea what this bit is, so I'm just going to read it. I apologize, it's problematic. What do you think at WrestleTix is hiding by not posting any info on the big Evolution 2 show coming up next weekend? I'll hang up and listen. And there's a hashtag listed here. Bob, are you involved in this? Is this your doing, this hashtag?
No, I saw the hashtag, but I didn't really dig into it, if anyone knows.
So basically, WrestleTix hasn't tweeted about 3 Fed shows. Hasn't posted any of the seat chart, and we're asking the question: what are they hiding?
Wait, is the bit now that WrestleTix are paid by the WWF? Is that the
Yes.
bit?
Yep.
Yes.
I can't keep up with this stuff anymore, man.
I will say, Joe, it is actually like fairly funny that like there's 3 Fed shows next weekend. We don't have a single count on any of them.
I thought they were I thought the idea was they were pro AEW initially, or has that changed?
It's been like so originally, yes, people thought they were pro AEW. Misinformation.
Okay. Buster, Novia's done it
Tweet
again.
about the one show.
He tweeted about
The
he tweeted
one
about
show.
He has not tweeted about Evolution or Saturday Night's Main Event.
Is it possible that because they're combo, it's harder to count which tickets are sold and which should?
So I would say yes, Joe. However, he's done the combo counts before.
Okay, all right.
So usually he can specify on like, oh, this is hard to count because there's combos.
I will say the best ever logging on and being confused what was going on was when I logged on one night and the narrative was that Brandon Thurston had become like WWF Mecca. I remember thinking, I think this has got a little bit out of control. All right, well, that's Cole said it was a joke. I'm sure this is actually a joke. I just was explained to me by Novi, who give misinformation, by the way. Bob, how do you
Typical
work misinformation?
We don't do that here.
Excellent. Buster line there, slid in under the defenses. Good question from Riley here. Hey, Bob, favorite comfort movie? Excellent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's also Talladega Nights because it's on cable like once a week, and I'll just turn it on every time it's on.
Mm-hmm. All right, at this point in the program, we are going to head to YouTube. Okay, folks? Neither of these matches we're going to watch today are long, and we're going to split them at the end of each hour. The first match is linked below, as is the second one. Try not to spoil that for yourself. Probably hard not to, but the first match is Goldberg and Raven, April 20th, 98.
Jesus.
US title on the line. What's up?
Someone just made a big ass noise.
Was it
I was going to roll my chair back. I'm allowed to. It's my show.
That's not okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was
Wow.
Cadence, so I was ready to dunk.
Coming for the host of the barbecue, Brainbuster.
I'd like to shut the fuck up. No, I'd like to apologize to the host.
That's okay, pal.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, we have
I
almost
was looking
90
at Raven.
grinners here, by the way. Bob, any tip for those grinners?
Yeah, you go ahead and smash that like button. It's odd number, third time, so you go free to go ahead and do it again.
All right, Raven and Goldberg. This is a prepared statement for both their matches tonight. This is the first. This is from Bob O'Neill on the aforementioned format. On the week of his latest retirement, what better way to celebrate Goldberg's triumphant career than with a classic US title tilt? This belt and match meant a lot to Goldberg and I, taking place on April 20th, 1998, and making such an impression that every year millions celebrate 420, a truly great day for America. That is, people do just tweet those numbers, and obviously as wrestling fans, we know what they're referencing, right? Goldberg, Raven, Nitro.
Yeah.
It's like all Japan.
I wonder what the casual fan kind of thinks sometimes they see that, you know? Beautiful stuff. This is going to be a great time, folks. Link is below. This is on YouTube, as is the other match. Buster, when you're ready, count us down, brother.
3, 2, 1, go.
Of course, this is one of the famous TV matches of the era, one of the famous sprints in wrestling history, dare I say.
Yes.
Got a feeling this will come up on the upcoming LNG Productions draft for Monday Night Wars, got to say. Got a feeling this is going to come up. I mean, especially with Contrarian Alex in the house.
Yeah. Interesting thought.
Got a feeling it's going to come up. So this should be a good way to kind of move to the second half. We do have some questions left. Then we have Bob's definitive top 10 wrestlers of all time. And we clear favourite wrestlers, right? But that's an important distinction there. Favorite.
That's right, yep.
After famously, on the first ever bracket show, which was Bob Badness, we crowned Ric Flair the greatest Bob O'Neill favourite ever. He has never forgiven us. For some reason, he still does shows, but tonight he will reclaim that honour. And he will declare a new 1 seed for Bob's all-time favourite. People are very nervous about that. Have you seen some of that online? Like, people are kind of scared. Because obviously that's a moment in time in the Grin, and people are fearful that Bob's going to shrink under the pressure, under the lights.
Yeah. I mean, it's also that, but it's unpredictable. You just don't know which direction he's going to go in. It's scary. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's scary.
Did you see the odds this morning?
I haven't checked. What are they looking like in Vegas?
Hogan, 1 seed.
No shit.
Yeah. People think he's going to do a bit, and that's where the money's going right now.
Honestly,
I gotta say, that was,
I'd put a $5 on that.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
That
I did.
that show was it was a big deal for me. I couldn't watch it live because I had to work the next day.
Yeah.
So it took up my entire shift because the fucking show was so long.
Yeah. That was the first run of the Grin, wasn't it? I don't think that was comeback Grin.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was the first run. It was the first run.
I think that may be one of the last shows before it finishes the first run.
Probably, yeah.
Goldberg and Raven corner. Look at the people. Look at them standing up.
WrestlingInc.com. Is that Raj?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the crowd for Nitro. Wouldn't it a different vibe?
Yeah.
Where is this Nitro?
I want to say this is.
I believe it's Colorado Springs because the pay-per-view in Denver.
So that probably is actually Raj Giri.
Yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it? Friend of the program.
Well,
this Raven shirt is pretty sick.
This is the greatest Raven match of all. This is an incredible piece of business. Yeah. An incredible piece of business here.
Oh,
Goldberg. By the way, I recently mentioned the Goldberg Streak program, which is on was on the network. They've uploaded it to the Vault if anyone wants to watch that. It's a great video. Great documentary for the WWE standards.
Jesus.
Oh,
look at Raven bump.
God, I love those Nitro ring matches, don't you?
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. They're just so unique.
Yeah. Nitro's a really cool looking show.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool looking show. Goldberg here. In control.
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That sounded like it was a sound effect. Oh my goodness. Look at the grappling here, Bobby.
This is a questions video.
Got figure 4.
Now, Bob, you said this belt and match meant a lot to Goldberg and yourself. Is this something you would talk about a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's his first singles title, so it is a big deal. And
a boot there.
Look at the big kick.
That would never going to cause any issues. Never.
True.
Never ever. Oh, I see a still folding chair here in shot.
Ref, get in. Come on.
Oh, Jesus, ref. This is Raven's rules. We should note that. This is Raven's rules.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, big trouble for our guy Bill. Big trouble.
Is the rules spelled with a Z?
I don't know, but it should be. Especially if Ravens apostrophe S and it's the Z is on the rules.
This is an ECW, bro.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh,
shit! The way Goldberg took that. I guess this is real.
yeah.
What if I just dive headfirst on the chair here? People are standing up, pumping their fist.
Does that guy have a
hooting,
yellow, like
hollering.
one of the big Crayola markers?
God, I hope so. Raj
That's
Geary.
sick.
Raven's grabbed himself a hold here.
Caden,
People
how did you know
standing up.
where Raj Geary lives?
He lives in Denver. He said this. It's very public about it.
Who do you
I
think?
guess I haven't listened to fucking Raj
Who do you
Geary
think-
shows, bro. My bad.
Who do you think Caden's staying with, bro? He told you he has roommates. Mr. and Mrs. Geary.
And he lives there?
I put it in the private chat, but no one. I'll be back in a little bit. I gotta go take care of something. I feel
Caden's
okay.
gonna
It's not.
shit
It's
his
not.
pants.
It's not the hot dogs. It's not the hot dogs.
Bro,
guy's gonna
I gotta
fucking-
go take care of something. It's one of the craziest ways to describe you violently shitting yourself.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he's
actually
He's got the
Shit
fucking
water.
bubble guts,
no.
dude.
There's something going on at our community center that I need.
Something going
on?
I have to go look at.
There's about to be
Community
something
center,
going
like
on.
it's fucking Stardew Valley.
Oh, jeez.
Is Caden okay?
Oh,
Is he gonna
Jesus. the
Jesus,
spear.
fuck yeah.
Fuck.
God damn, that was an awesome spear.
This-
Oh!
Let me take Caden off, bless him.
Oh no, I didn't know he's actually gonna
Look
do
at
that.
this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh.
Just dump him
He
over.
totally mistimes that, which makes it a more beast. Like, it looks so much more
Yeah.
powerful.
That
Ready?
horse.
A big stop
This,
sign.
this is a classic, isn't it? This. Into the ropes. Oh, Jesus. It gets better. It gets more beast. Little flipper
Oh,
into the
yeah.
gut. Here
Here
it
it
comes. A pump of the fist from Bobby. Do you believe in miracles? Look at the people.
Oh,
Wrestling Inc. Wow. Wrestling Inc. flag flying high. The way this is agented is so amazing. It reminds me of the way Lex's title win is done, Bob. You remember that, where he just beats all the NWO guys up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tremendous. Tremendous, tremendous stuff. Raven, this is full like movie scene shit. Like Raven trying to get out. God, that's such a great way
That's
to go
so
out
sick.
as
That's
a
so
villain. Like,
sick.
what a pussy. Try to get away, you know?
from the
People said
fucking
no.
people.
Yeah, Goldberg must pose, brother. Look at Goldberg, bro.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Spear. Oh my god. The crowd during Goldberg's matches was something
Yeah,
different.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
People just leaping up and down in excitement for this just force of nature. Up. Boom. Sharp one for the jackhammer too. What a time that is. That match is what, like 4 minutes
Wonderful.
long, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's funny too because they do like a match before the set pieces. You know, he grabs a hold and stuff. It's pretty beast. There it is, Bob. Does it still get you emotional about America after all these years?
Absolutely. Finally, U.S. champion we can be proud of.
In fact, Sean, we're gonna have more about the US title and its story through the years later tonight. But first, let's return to these questions, Bob. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
This comes from Peter Man. There's a lot of hype on here about this Austin Fury kid. I was wondering if you had any theories about this. Great question.
I got a
Glasses
theory.
on.
This guy stinks.
That was a good one.
He's never on anymore, from what I see, so I don't get to do it. too
Why?
much.
Why is
Yeah.
that, Bob? Why is he not on?
Probably because he's bad, but you know,
I think nobody expected you to hit the he stings.
I just did it. You know.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Man's got restraint, Nova. Right. That's fair
Yeah,
enough.
my bad.
Okay, Scott asks, have you thought about making your own TEW series that solely exists to bury the LNG favourites? A Bruno-like title run for Seth Rollins as he constantly beats Hangman and Dirty Dango in squashes. The big two.
That's a good bit. I should think about doing that.
Yeah, Seth feels like too far. I thought you like Seth less than any of us. To be
I
honest.
do, yeah. I do not care for him because he's a Bears fan too. So it's like I got to see him there, and it's just
Ugh.
That was like Peter Griffin delivery on that. I do not care for him. Very, very nice. Tremendous. Scott also asks, can Bob be the one who talks Joe into giving Batista and Triple H Hell in a Cell match 5 stars on Dropkick? I'm open to this, Bob, so can you put me over the line here? Put
Hey
me over
man,
the line.
listen, we had a hell of a time with it.
Yep.
I think it's one of the best matches that both guys ever did. It's probably Batista as well. No, we talked about the Undertaker stuff, but like it's probably Triple H's best match after the injury. So take that into account. The violence,
Wow.
there's been a lot of Hell in a Cell matches, and that one is in the top probably 3, 4, 5. I think that commands respect.
All right. I gotta be honest, I don't think you did a great case of that, but it's your party, so I'm gonna change it.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna do this live on the air. This has probably never been done before.
What do you have it now?
4 3/4.
Wow.
And let's be honest, Buster. After last night's conversation, it feels fitting for me to show that I've
Holy shit!
Oh, baby.
See the mysterious
The
6 star there that I'll never use. Okay, there it is, updated. We did it, folks, together here at Bob's Barbecue. History, the first live dropkick rating. Take that, Rogan. You know, we did it. All right.
Yeah.
Trev asks, can Jack Perry play a convincing solo Sakura All-In?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Trev also asks, this is a great one. If WrestleMania 40 was Avengers Endgame, what Marvel movie was WrestleMania 41? Great question.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Superb. Absolutely superb. Yeah.
Layered.
Who would Christian Bale be in that equation? Wasted on a poor event.
Yo, Sky.
Yeah.
Yo, Sky. There you go. Trev also asks, have you sought out any employment recently? Good question.
I'm working right now, man. Right now.
Fires back. Okay. Franco, it's been close to a decade now and still no Big Lebowski Grinalong. Fuck, that's true. Why are you punishing us loyal fans, Robert? Why?
You know what's funny? I still don't watch that movie. Like if I come across it on Netflix or whatever, because I'm like, we might do this one day. So,
the funniest part is I fully intend to do it. We just never have scheduled it. We scheduled it once and something happened, but yeah. All right.
We did the Halloween one. Remember we watched like 8 Halloween movies in October?
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was a good time.
When did you do that again? What the fuck? I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, we should. We'll do this spooky
Not
season.
with a different movie. Yeah.
Yeah, this spooky season we'll do some horror films for gold, definitely. Okay, thank you, Franco. AGC4, what is your least favorite period of wrestling and why?
Ooh. I'll just limit it to, when I've been, live and watching, but it probably is that 2009, 2010, 2011 stretch because, like, WWE gets really bad. TNA I haven't really dove into, but that gets pretty bad.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor is kind of starting to be on the downswing because they don't have Punk or Joe or anyone like that anymore. So, like, yeah, it's not good. And then, the Thunderdome, obviously, but that's different.
Okay. 1 second, sorry. I just heard Cole Anderson mention in my replies. I was scared. It was about Roddy Strong versus Cole Anderson, which appeared on the JHP B-sides list on Dropkick, by the way. We're not sponsored. Don't Ever Net asks, do you think you could have successfully body slammed Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid? Great question.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Fucking confidence,
really?
Man.
They uploaded that today, which was funny because at one point that was maybe one of the Grinalongs for this, but then it was too long, and yeah.
I like what we settled on, to be honest. I did like what we settled on. Rainbuster, here it is. Did you really kill Osama bin Laden?
I'll tell you what. It used to be like once a week on Twitter, people would confuse me for that guy. And I had my DMs open, so they DM me like, "Thank you for your service, you're a hero." Yeah. So it would happen quite a bit. Someone would be like, one guy was like, "Hey, do you want to come to this NFL game with me and my wife in Arizona?"
What?
Just didn't respond. But yeah, it happened quite a bit. Especially when my DMs were open.
See, I'm sorry to lash out, but I really feel like you've made a massive tactical error not responding there. Like the idea of you just showing up. It would have been. I mean, that would have been incredible, dude. It's not as bad as when you turn down TMZ, but it's still a man of your caliber when it comes to bits. I feel like you could have done better there. I don't know.
Can I read off the
yes,
the Robert J. O'Neill tweet that we popped for on the air, please?
Yes.
I don't know if Bob has seen this. It was during active war a couple weeks ago. His first tweet after that was, "No one knows if there will be a response, comma, but I am definitely sleeping with a pillow under my gun tonight." It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay. bags of egg salad, macaroni salad, fruit salad, or potato salad. Bonus points for a recipe or restaurant to get. Holy shit. All right, here we go. Well, what do you think?
Are we ranking them or just picking one?
I think you should rank them. It's such a great question.
Okay. Fruit salad is first. Egg salad is last.
Yeah, so it's just splitting those middle two.
Yeah, and then probably potato and then mac.
I can get behind that. Yeah.
What's up?
I can get behind that. It's a good fucking take.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
As far as restaurants, I don't know that there's a ton of like chain restaurants that do any of those. You could probably find a local restaurant with some pretty good options, though. Barbecue place usually will have some pretty good potato salad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very nice. Bags also asked the rest of the text thing. I think we covered it. I don't know. Thank you. David says, is a hot dog a sandwich? Great question.
You know, it's hard to say, but it is between bread, so yes.
Whoa, there you go. Firm take. This is big because we debate this a lot. Bags asks, opinions on Burger King.
So Burger King, I like, but I'll get a Whopper, I'll get the chicken fries, and I'll get the onion rings. I don't get anything else.
Oh my God, yes.
So you stick with those three things, you're good.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of the stuff. I don't know. You're going to get the fish or you're going to get, whatever. But you get those three things, you're going to have a good time.
All right, fair enough.
Fully agree.
Nathan says, hello, Bob. Thoughts on this Caden Lee babyface push, and does this hot dog performance change anything for you?
It was impressive. It was impressive. I don't believe that he had to go do something. I think he's in the bathroom right now, but it was impressive.
Excellent. Chat's pro Burger King, by the way.
Fuck you,
Darren asked, do you think
Terrible.
Jack Crosby has a long head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cal asked, who is the best good wrestler that Dominic Mysterio is better than?
Ooh,
It's a fun question.
that is a fun question.
Gotta be careful there, haven't you? I understand.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr.
Excellent work. But Bob
Fair.
heard the word careful and said, fuck that. Let's roll. Let's go for it. Brady asked, what is Bob's opinion on the Allies of Convenience, Bob? For those of you, I'm not sure you're locked in, that is the name of the Charlotte Lex team, which I definitely didn't forget that name at any point on a recording.
They're going to win the tag titles.
It's
You know
a
what?
cute act. It's good to see Charlotte having fun in it.
Yeah. Alexa's going to be tag champ with a third different person. I think that might be a record. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. It sounds right.
Yeah, we could just say it. It says record.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Back
did
on
laugh
back to
out
2
loud.
hours. She was on the graphic. It's good.
She was. A victory lap about. Look at this. Triumph. I had SmackDown like in the background, and at one point the announcers, they said the 5-time champion teams up with the 14-time champion. I just went, Jesus, I always forget. 14, man. That's a lot of fucking titles, you know?
Yeah.
Like 5's a lot. You say
Yeah.
5 and a 14, it's like, Jesus, wept. It's got more than Russell, Bob, you know?
It's
Anyway,
crazy.
Grant. Hello again, Bob. Thoughts on this Cena retirement run so far and his attempt to ruin wrestling?
He's doing a good job.
Okay. Right, we have Law here. Emerging Law.
Oh, God.
Raquel was champs with Aaliyah, Dakota, and Liv, and now she's champs with Roxy, right?
No.
Wow.
Fuck. Asuka has Alexa, Charlotte, and Asuka and Charlotte were champs. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Glad someone thought that Russell line was funny. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
Man. I appreciate it.
No, I think Alexa's going to have the record if she wins.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer. Bob just heard the thing and went, no,
Nah.
incorrect, actually. Nathan's very hello for the final time, Bob. Hypothetically speaking, if Joe came to you and said a young gun needed their pay docked for this show and it was up to you, who would you choose? And they may plead their case.
Probably Caden. He left.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not here right now.
Yeah, and as funny as it is, to like, I'm eating hot dogs, he didn't really have to say anything as a result of that, did he? So,
No.
Yeah.
yeah. Not good for the audio, really, was it, Bob? It wasn't good for the
He gave
audio.
away
That's all I
half that
care
no one
about.
wanted.
Yeah. Good.
Speaking of
fucking-
giveaways, I have 11 more pairs of these glasses because I only sold them in a pack of 12. So if anyone would like a pair,
Wait, hang on. Dude. you signing those and us doing some giveaway would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Signed Bob O'Neill USA glasses would be an incredible bit.
Okay, we can do this.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd sign. Like I guess on the side.
On that middle part?
How thin is the frame? Just right
No.
across the middle.
I could probably sign it. I
Just
need one of those.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Someone find out how Randy Savage used to sign his glasses, and then we'll.
I think we get one of those like really fine tip point Sharpies. We might be able to pull it off.
We'll look into this, right? We're not going to sell these. I want to be clear. We'll find a way to find 11 lucky Grinners.
Very lucky.
Grant, thoughts on LNG's own Solo Sikoa winning gold last weekend? He's now 3-0 in Saudi Arabia. Wow.
He is. He's back. He's very good. I'm back. Again, I don't watch, but the clips I see, he's actually really funny. It's like this cowardly heel now. That
Yeah,
he's
he
doing.
is pretty funny, dude.
Yeah.
I was always right. Okay, here we go. This is the last thing we're going to do here. I need to be able to put this in better quality. We used to play a game on FedDev where I would come on and read the house show cards. Remember this, Bob?
Yep.
And I would say, would you buy a ticket? That was the game we used to play.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, our friend Don't Have an At has, Jesus, wept. I'm going to just go, I'm going to work just from backwards on this because I think you want to read, you know, where we're at. Otherwise, this is going to be a slow burn. This is an extensive card. This Don't Have an At. Hulk Hogan versus Paul White. This is at the FedEx Forum, by the way, in front of 4,500 in 2007, I should note.
Oh, yeah.
Hulk Hogan versus Paul White. Kid Cash and Ricky Morton versus Too Cool 2. Brian Christopher, ironically, versus Buff Bagwell. Brutus Beefcake and Bubba the Love Sponge. Oh, you can tell me when you're checking out here, by the way. Versus the New Assassins. They are they're not. We don't know who they are. It could have been anyone. It could have been Punk for all we know.
Probably good.
Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantell versus Bobby Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar. Abdullah the Butcher and Al Green. There's a jazz match. There's a barbarian match. Hang on a second. Greg Valentine versus Mr. Hughes. Bob, would you buy a ticket?
No, absolutely not. Especially not in 2007. That's insane.
Yeah, we're going to hurry there as I just got concerned about... When
That
I
show
said Bubba
was-
the Love Sponge, I felt...
That show was going to be in the Mid-South Coliseum, and then I guess they couldn't fill it, and then moved it to FedEx instead, which feels like the opposite of what you should do.
Yeah. I don't know, that's quite... I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said that night?
Tall Paul? Yes, I do.
Do you want to repeat it by any chance?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, he was, I believe they announced him as a big show, or he was advertised as a big show, and he called that his slave name. So,
Yeah, he did.
yeah, so he wasn't too thrilled with that.
Just out of interest, just for anyone who's wondering, where did he go after that? Did he make any big moves, or did he like?
He was back with the WWF in 2 months to wrestle Floyd Mayweather. Or start the Floyd Mayweather stuff and then wrestle him, yeah.
Fuck. All right, that's all our questions. We're gonna do the list, and then we're gonna do our closing Grinalong. But it is now time for Bobby's top 10. Bob, do you need to take your glasses off for this, or are you good to stay? Are you good?
We should be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. This is the definitive.
Are these in order? Because I didn't put them in order, but I can.
I gotta be honest, Bob. I think we need them in order. I think we need them in order. Okay. Do you want me to give you a few
can
minutes
put
here?
them in order on the fly real quick, I think.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. All right, Bob's. He's just bear with us here, folks. These things happen at barbecues. Caden Lee, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, genuinely, I didn't go to like. I know.
How was the wipe?
Look, I know people are gonna think I went to the bathroom because of the way I left. I actually didn't.
It was so in the community.
No, like I actually so the community. Like, okay.
No, I was agreeing with him. What is he arguing with me for? I said,
There-
he told me it was.
There were people.
You were serving
at
the
our-
people, of
so,
course.
Look, there were people out front of our community center and
Raj
for my
Grin.
apartment complex performing Hamilton, and I
You said,
wanted
I
to
gotta
go
see it.
and I wanted to go see it,
Yes, you
and
did.
it was very funny. One of
That
them was fully painted purple, like her whole body was purple.
Didn't the fella out of Arrested Development do that? Wasn't that one of his bits? Was
Yeah,
he blue?
Tobias Funke was he was Blue Man Group.
Yeah, Blue Man Group, right.
Yeah.
Good show. Bob, are you okay? Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm ready now.
Okay, tell me when you can hear this.
Hold on, give me one more second.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Oh, okay, folks. We may be in for some treacherous.
No, we should be okay because I just muted for a second, and that was really what it was. But I think I'm good now.
Okay. All right.
Let's
So
get
tell
my
me when you
list
hear
in
this.
order.
Tell me when you hear this, Bob.
There.
Oh. Not too bad. All right. This is Bob O'Neill's definitive top 10 list. Again, I want to repeat. 2 years ago, we did a bracket, Bob's favorite wrestlers, and he was not there, and we decided Ric Flair was his greatest favorite wrestler. He was quite upset about this, even though he put on the bracket himself. Don't want us to do. We were just playing the game. Tonight, he reclaims that honor. He takes it away, presumably from Ric Flair. It'd be an incredible bit if Flair just wins again. That'd be unique. He presumably takes it away from Ric Flair, and he shares it elsewhere. The definitive Bob O'Neill top 10. Bobby, let's take it slow. Let's go one by one from 10 to 1. We're going to talk about each entry. Go for it, Bob.
All right. In the 10th spot, we have Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whatever you'd like to call him. Kind of got into it when we did Grin Grappler. Just really got me locked back in, on NXT. And then once he came up and faced Cena right away, it was just kind of from there, just kind of went all in on him. And hopefully we see him again at some point.
Hopefully so. Buster, would this be a top 10 guy? This is a very respectable West Star list, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think Kevin's probably in my top 10 as well.
Yeah.
To be honest. The way he did the same thing for me as he did for Bob, but in a different way. It was getting me into like a totally different style of wrestling rather than getting me back into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He was
Different
definitely, I think, changed people's mindsets too.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we do see him again, but regardless, what a great career. What an incredible pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen. Great way to start the list. No arguments from us. In at 9, Bobby. Who we got?
Number 9, I put FTR. I'm just counting them as one just because, it's easier. But, they've been my guys for quite some time. And even when, their WWF run was winding down and everyone tried to pretend they were bad, I still knew there was something there. So the past 5 years has been very vindicating for me.
Victory laps here in 2025 about the great success of the FTR. Beautiful. You love to see it. Okay, I've been sent WrestleTick stuff here on live on the air. This is not what I needed this hour. I'm steering the ship here. I'm steering the ship. Okay, the FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, in at 9. What a great team. Novi, LNG Hall of Famers, we might add. You can't go wrong with some FTR.
You definitely can. I mean, I think back to their babyface run. That's when I really got to know them, fell in love with them. That belt collector business is historic. It's one of the best runs ever. So, shout out to them.
Absolutely, an iconic tag team. LNG Hall of Famers. We must stress again. In at 8, Bobby.
In at 8, we have Eddie Guerrero, another guy in Grin Grappler that I was able to show my love for. It meant a lot to me growing up in that time, for sure. A lot of stuff of his that I still haven't seen that I'm going to get to in the next couple of years as I go through this WCW project. But yeah, even just in the couple of years he was active that I was really getting into SmackDown, he was a focal point.
Great answer. How sincere is this? This is what I love about Bob's barbecues. I've been to so many. They always get slightly emotional at some point. It's all about Eddie Guerrero. Where the tone is shifting. You know how great Eddie Guerrero is, Novi?
I know how great Eddie Guerrero is. You've told us about this a couple times.
I have. Here's the biggest sign, though. It isn't the matches, isn't the feuds, isn't the promos, isn't the personality, isn't the moments. No. Caden Lee, who has appeared on around 24 retro Grinalongs, has only fully locked in one time, ever. In the history of the platform, when he was watching Eddie Guerrero versus JBL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fully immersed Caden Lee in an outright racist storyline because the match was that good. And Caden said, I'm going to watch this, actually, and was like popping. And that's the magic of Eddie Guerrero. So, great pick. Another iconic pro wrestler in at 8. How many of these wrestlers were actually on the Bob Badness bracket, do you reckon, Bob? Are all 3 of them on now?
I believe they all were. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I got both FTR guys on there, but...
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Eddie Guerrero, 8. Who we got 7, Bobby?
Number 7, we have the Fiendess, Alexa Bliss.
Oh my goodness, it happened.
Wow.
Once again, Alexa has pipped Eddie Guerrero at the finish line. In at 7. All caps, Bobby. LNG Hall of Famer too, right?
Absolutely. When she was kind of doing her thing and the 4 Horsemen were there, I didn't want to pick one of them to support because that's boring. So I kind of gravitated to her, and that kind of became a whole thing in and of itself over the years. So, but yeah, great pick. I'm glad she's going to win the tag titles next weekend. She deserves it.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Queen.
Emphatic. Queen Slave. She's going to slay, Novi.
I mean, I would throw it on there. I would do
Yeah.
it. I'd say Slay.
Buster, top 15 Alexa Bliss matches, go. I should do a dropkick list.
No idea.
What if I do the list of Lexi and then brackets all caps? That was alarming. Penley, was that your stomach, bro?
No, I don't know what that was.
I think it may have been a chair in my fucking kitchen.
Okay. Great question from Jake. If she loses next weekend, will you storm Titan Towers? Great question.
Yes, absolutely.
Confident answer. You'll love that. All right. 7. Lexi all caps. Alexa Bliss, one half of the Allies of Convenience. In at 6, Bob. I'm starting to get nervous. I got to be honest. We're headed to top 5 here shortly. In at 6, Bob. Who missed out on the top 5?
6. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Shelton Benjamin.
Wow.
I've been very clear about kind of growing up watching, first of all, SmackDown, and he was great with Charlie Haas there. And then, Raw, he kind of blossomed into a singles guy while Triple H was actually willing to do business. So that led to a good match with those two. And, he really showed what he was capable of. Another guy that will tackle on Grin Grappler, so I'm very excited for that.
You got to think, though, he's got to be devastated, right? He's got to have enjoyed and celebrated the holiday thinking I'm a lock for top 5 at the least. Gotta think he's disappointed. Was this painful for you, Bobby?
It was, but I think when you see the top 5, it's going to be hard to kind of argue with who I put.
Oh my God.
Just if there is any concern, there's no one currently under federal investigation or who may have committed crimes in Atlanta in June 2007. So you don't got to worry about that.
It's wonderful.
Really, yeah. So we're good.
I was worried.
I feel like the Atlanta specification was really unnecessary. I think we've got enough in that. But, it's your show, right? As you told Buster, it's my show. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
Let me out.
Top 5. Dude, I'm so scared right now. I'm lucky I didn't have 8 hot dogs. My stomach would be in knots, bro. It's fucking, this is big. This is history.
No, you'll be
Right.
fine.
I'd probably go support my community or something like that,
Yeah, true.
I don't
Imagine
like
how many
t-shirts.
aggregators out there are just waiting to type these last few names so they can do this headline first, Fuck. Monty just waiting. Just desperate to get this out first. All right, here we go. Top 5, Bobby. Number 5.
Number 5, we do have the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Kind of speaks for himself. Probably the best in-ring performer I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, I do miss him quite a bit.
Wow. Now, he came up. I don't know if you saw this, but he came up on Bert's mailbag. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. I did happen to catch that. You gave a nice take. A nice
I didn't
one.
do anything. That Joe Holbert guy did.
Yeah. The Joe Holberg guy. He gave it was very, formal take. It didn't push anyone's buttons. I appreciated that, It's good.
The thing about Joe Holbert, and you've said this a lot in the past, he's, let's be honest, he's a wholesome fave, isn't he? That's what he is.
Yeah, the people's pick, some would even call him sometimes.
His pick.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but I appreciate everyone saying that,
Good stuff, right? We do have news. The NWA update from WrestleTix is in.
Good. Very good.
228 tickets distributed.
Good.
Fired up dog here has emerged because we're closing in. We're closing in rapidly.
Oh, God.
Right.
Moxley,
Ryan Danielson
stop
at
biting
five.
my ankle.
Jesus, dude.
God, I was really nervous, and now Moxley's lashing
Moxley
out.
is, oh my God, shit.
This show just became an ambient masterpiece.
Yeah.
Dog barking, Caden Lee yelling at his stupid fucking cat, and then just meow outside of Novi's window.
The guns, we bring what we bring,
It's a barbecue, bro. Here's what it is.
Barbecue.
It's the best barbecue I've ever been to. I mean, there's not really much that suggests it's a barbecue at all, quite frankly, but you gotta love alliteration in their life. So,
Joe, do y'all
All right.
have barbecues in Britain?
fuck, just don't do this. I'm not doing this for you. I'll do it with Manny. I'll let Manny talk to me like Britain is fucking Hogwarts.
It's okay. To be fair, it is a genuine question.
What?
Why would that be a genuine
Why
question?
would we not have
Caden Lee?
barbecues?
Look, we've had the conversation about British food.
Do y'all have like a name for barbecues that isn't barbecue?
Not really. What would
Like,
it
like
be?
a tallywhack or some shit?
No. No.
I was trying to think of something too that was like that.
My mind went to
Barbecues-
tiddlyfuck.
They're not that complex of a social event. I gotta be honest, fellas. We've figured that one out. Now, I will say, because of the weather, you may not be doing them every fucking weekend. I'll put it on this but it does get sunny here occasionally, a couple of days of the year at least.
It gets really hot, Joe.
Dude, you can't do this anymore. Anna gave it the fucking stamp of approval. Anna, Wrestle Purist Anna gave it the stamp. She said, "You're right, Joe. The heat's different." I went, "Fucking right it is," and I'm gonna tell Caden Lee.
I got it. Show me the clip and I will believe it.
It was off the air. You have to DM her.
Okay, so then yeah.
Don't DM her. Actually, do not DM her about European weather. That'd be a terrible way to spend her time. All right, sorry everyone. I'm nervous. I told you I'm nervous.
Oh my god, nobody does look like Pat McAfee right now.
Talking a really dumb Pittsburgh accent and then
Start
say something
flipping my
dumb
fucking
about,
pencil.
Like,
Look at that, guys! I do it every time I come back on screen. Whoa!
You should wrestle Gunter.
yeah.
I'd have a good
All
match.
right, everyone, let's calm down. Where were we at in the list, Bob? We were at Dragon or were we at 4? Where are we at?
We're at number 4.
Okay, Dragon was 5. We're at 4, correct?
Was, yes.
Go for it, Bob.
Number 4, we have CM Punk.
Oh my god, he did it.
Beautiful.
Right, now here's the question. Without any spoilers, would Punk have been higher if we did this 2 weeks ago?
Probably not. Honestly,
Okay.
probably about where he would slot in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, a pro wrestling legend, Buster, your flag still proud over your shoulder there, slightly obscured by Bob's centerpiece shot here. Where would he be on your top 10, Buster, out of interest?
Probably
Does he crack the top 3? He didn't make it on Bob's.
probably top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of who would be in front of him. Vader
Mike
probably
Olsen.
would be in front of him.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike would be in front of him. Punk would probably be over Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
All right, interesting. Do we have any guesses, by the way, as to who's about to be in this top 3? Like,
I'm
before
trying.
we
Yeah,
get
I was gonna ask that.
It's just
This is tough.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't have any thoughts in my head. It's just Bob's unpredictable.
Yeah. God, I'm nervous, man. Fuck. All right.
mm,
Okay. CM Punk on the board in at 3. In at 4. Sorry, everyone. 4. In at 3. Bob.
In at 3, the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle.
Oh.
happy 4th.
An American favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Manny the Hooper's favorite, Bob. What a wrestler, huh?
Yeah, another guy from that SmackDown crop that just really grew up watching and got into right away. And, obviously everything we've covered on here, even the match we watched last week where I think we were all kind of very into it. Just hell of a performer.
Indeed. That was great when they're watching that on the air.
That was.
That was a good show.
We did get lost in that. That's a great point from Bob. We were actually we're living and dying, very momentum shift on that. It was a great time. We did miss Novi, though. Nonetheless, we have Kurt Angle here on the ball, top 2 aways. Bobby?
Number 2, we have Mick Foley. Again, a guy I got into when we did Grin Grappler quite a bit. The first wrestler I ever met.
True.
Great guy. I'm not going to say that. I don't know him, but he was nice to me. And yeah, you watch him, I hadn't seen his WCW stuff. I watched that in the past year. That's incredible. I'm coming up on his ECW stuff and then all the big, WWE stuff I've seen, obviously, and just a really great performer.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
That's fantastic.
I got to say, Novi, I shouldn't be, maybe. I am surprised. Are you surprised?
I'm a little surprised with that pick. That's not where I would have thought was Bob. I don't know. This is what leaves the 1 pick up for a lot of. There's a lot of grapplers still out. Ric Flair's still out there. Hulk Hogan. A lot of names.
Can we get some guesses in the chat, please, before we go to this? Because this is
Remember
probably
the Atlanta
biggest
thing.
moment This is probably the biggest moment in late night Grin history, to be honest. It's up there.
I think
right?
Bret Hart has to be in there, or could be in there. I guess doesn't have to be.
Ray Jr. is a good shout too. I think
Ray, yeah.
Nikki Cross.
Gotta think that SmackDown era too. You gotta think.
All right.
Chuck Palumbo.
Done. Bob O'Neill.
I think Flair's gonna do it again.
Wow.
Bro, there was great odds on that. Great odds. Vegas. When you're ready, Bob, your number one favorite wrestler of all time.
Number one favorite wrestler of all time. It is Rey Mysterio Jr.
Oh, he did it.
Wow.
A big part of the LNG Productions rollout. The iconic Rey Mysterio Jr., who has said no foolish things in public, Bob. Am I correct in the last couple months? Not a thing.
That is correct. And I also need to explain with that bit that I thought until probably the day before when I finally realized I thought you were interviewing Rey Mysterio and just weren't telling anyone.
Dude, we were talking about doing. When I explained it to the boys, I was like, my only concern is that people think we're going to interview Rey Mysterio, and it's incredible that you were one of the people that assumed that. That really just shows you how poorly it went for all involved. I think like 2 people picked up on the 619. 90% of the audience was confused, and then the rest of the people thought we interviewed Ray. So, yeah. All right, this now important to turn it to the chat. Notable omissions there. Kevin Fong, Bob, was he close? Be honest.
He was not that close. He probably was farther than you'd think.
Just incredible.
Ooh, just missed it as well.
Austin Aries.
Too little.
Come up a little short. Bob Holly.
He should have been on there, to be honest with you.
Big Daddy V.
No, he's bad.
Rico.
Rico was very good, actually. That's one of my favorites from Velocity.
Excellent answer. Kane.
Kane was bad. Very bad.
Ahmed Johnson, the original Kurt Angle.
Well, if Kurt's on there, right? I mean,
yeah.
You think.
Yeah. It's like you had Foley, and in that way, it really is funk, right? You're giving a nod to the original. So, Randy Orton.
Randy would have been close. I think maybe probably top 50. He was probably on the Bob's Badness bracket. There's a lot of his runs where they weren't good or they were on SmackDown and I was only watching Raw.
Yeah, because you've switched brands a few times, haven't you, through the years?
Yeah.
Kenny by God Omega.
He was very close. He was very close. Him and Goldberg were the two.
Yeah, no, Goldberg. Holy shit. All right.
I thought about Orndorff. Orndorff should get a mention because he did rule.
Was you close to running back Flair as a bit?
No, I didn't even think about that. That would have been very funny. I was focused on reclaiming it.
All right, there we go, folks. We're about to watch our match here, our second match, and that's going to be our main event for the evening. I have a statement prepared again. This one's a little bit more expansive, so bear with me. There is a second link below this video, and it's going to take us to a very different place than where we were the last time we watched a match here. So, second Grinalong is going to take us home. This is a match from Fastlane 2019, and Bobby has set the stage for it with the following statement. The 2010s were a tough decade for the prestigious United States heavyweight title, with champions such as Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, and Chris Jericho. Thankfully, we've since kicked out, now reaching new heights with Solo Sikoa as our ruler and king. Like most things, that resurgence began in 2019, an iconic year in WWE history. True. Yes. At the beloved Fastlane Premium Live event, Sikoa's prototype entered as champion, with Samoa Joe defending against Andrade, R-Truth, and Rey Mysterio, 3 of WWE's finest superstars. That was... I remember it a little differently, but that was pretty good.
Right.
I mean, it felt a little bit like one of those, you play at the showcase modes on 2K. That kind of vibe. I'm not sure how I feel about the prototype line, Bob, but works with one. All right, folks. Fastlane 2019. Ray Jr., R-Truth, Andrade, Samoa Joe. US title. This is the match that, according to Bob O'Neill, sparked a resurgence for this very prize. We're going to count it down in a moment. Buster's going to take charge and give you just a couple more seconds here. And in the meantime, Bobby, do you have a tip for the great grinners out there that have enjoyed this program?
Yeah, if you've had a good time tonight, you go ahead and smash that like button. It's an even number, I believe, but you just have to make sure you've done it an odd number of times. You understand by now.
Yeah. It's probably the last one, too. So last call on that front until I sneak in at the end. All right. Folks, Fastlane 2019, one of the great pay-per-views, one of the great years in wrestling history, WWE history to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
Get us tight on the line, Buster. When you're ready, mate, count us down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now, the irony of this bit is, and Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm quite convinced this is actually good, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's the thing.
It's actually good, believe it or not. I mean, obviously, it's a pretty cool group of talent, right? It's just a weird match.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Some Joe and Ray minutes here out the gate. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Damn, look at that. Is that Carmella?
Oh, maybe they're doing the R-Truth Carmella thing at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Novi, wrestling historian. Bob was not much use there.
My God. Jesus.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
Dude, you know when Taz is like, it's more like a flying bus? That was actually more like a flying
Yeah,
bus. Like
for
the
real.
way he went like sideways.
What do we think of Joe's hair here? Not
Um,
Holbert.
I
Where
don't,
do
I
you
don't
hold
hate
it?
it. I'm more questioning Rey Mysterio at the moment, to be honest with you.
so
Why
here's
is
the
that?
thing. Yeah, well,
I've never liked the fuzz on
mohawk?
top. I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
liked it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's bad. He was doing that a lot that year.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with Joe's hair. As a haircut, it's fucking insane and diabolical. As a wrestling heel, it does kind of pop me, unfortunately. And it made for good action figures, too. Made for good action
Yeah.
figures. Buzzcut Joe looks like shit as an action
Oh,
figure, which
look
is more
at
important
this.
to me. Cool, this is G1, brother. Shame we never got more of those two wrestling, huh? Andy and Joe.
True.
He's so
Imagine
good.
that on a 2023 college. Oh, shit.
Beautiful.
Give it time.
Way Ray sells the middle rope always pops me. Not sure where Joe was actually running to there, but true.
I was gonna say, what is the?
Yeah.
I gotta
Oh,
fucking-
oh,
Ooh.
oh my goodness.
That move is always so good.
The lads are pushing a pace, boys. Star ratings at the ready.
I have my drop kick open.
I gotta tell you, like, Caden,
What?
you okay?
I laughed. I laughed out with
Oh,
no.
sorry, I thought we went. I'm scared.
Hiccuping after all the dogs.
So, I gotta say, Andrade, very handsome man, but this era, his build was a lot more suited to being a slick wrestler, wasn't it? That's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beast the way he looks now, and he flexes, which is fun. But this was more suited to that kind of. Oh, look at that!
Wow.
God, Ray was so good in the end of the 2010s, dude.
He was.
Wild.
Like ridiculously good when he came back. I mean, he's still good, but like this was. I mean, oh my God, look how fluid he is here, man. This was like his best era in probably a decade, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's great in 09, right? And then he sort of falls off. Then he comes back again. Look at him go. We should note, yes, Zelina at ringside. The Zelina Andrade act was a great one. Joe's back. Uh-oh. Oh! Big man shaking the arm out there. US champion, the prototype of Solo Scar Bob. Is that a take you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I'm cool with it actually. That tracks, I think.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I was really excited for their WrestleMania match, which is unfortunate.
Joe's only WrestleMania match.
I know.
It's 1 minute long.
Yeah, it was.
He got hurt every year at WrestleMania time. It was devastating.
Because it was like, oh, cool, I'm going to see Ray at WrestleMania. That's really cool. And then that went to shit. And then,
Wasn't one of them hurt? Like Ray was hurt, right?
yeah, Ray got hurt. And then it was like a 30-second match. And then I did see him wrestle Brock for the title later in the year, though, in person. So that was cool.
Do you remember they went back, the choke? Do you remember they went back to it and like they did the squash the other way around? Do you remember
Yes.
that? And Joe somehow got like busted open in that match and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Weird feud. Ray is dialing it up. Oh, Joe kind of did the walkaway gimmick there, huh?
He did,
A
yeah.
little bit.
Oh my God, what am I doing here? Oh, Jesus. Joe just picked Ray out like he was a child. That was,
For real.
oh, shit.
Lanced him.
Damn.
Joe took the Rhea Ripley pack bump there on that. It was an incredible visual. Dude, the size difference. Like, obviously, Ray's short. But at this particular time, the difference in their frames and their
Yeah.
builds is hilarious, man. When Ray pinned Joe there, he looked like he was climbing a tree. Joe's so dense, right?
Yeah.
He set it up, folks. Ray Jr. Oh, man. Love this Andrade gear.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
I love those the Ray and Andrade series. I was like,
Oh yeah, that
locked in on
was
those.
a couple months before this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
brilliant stuff.
Yeah, we're talking white wrestling gear. Andrade might have a top one
Yeah.
position going for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Little case.
The only time I liked it when he switched from the white gear was when he had that fucking the all gold with the mask. That
Yes.
was an incredible look. So that was a big show look. But when you got
Yeah.
a TV Andrade and he's doing all white, oh my goodness,
Yeah. Just pairs well.
he's a great.
Remember when he
wrestler.
was wearing that like weird brown gear last year?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was
a fan.
unsettling. Unsettling. Oh,
Jesus.
he had that gear where it was like a singlet on Collision. That one.
Yeah,
time.
he
You remember
did.
that?
Yeah.
It was fucking weird. Oh, look, this is fun, isn't it? This.
Yeah,
My
it
goodness.
That's good.
Very well produced.
He got really into the tearaway pants as well on
That
Collision.
was, yeah, that was unsettling. Very, very unsettling. Wow, look at Andrade there. 2019 WWE, Bob, you often talk about this. This is your sweet spot, right?
Yeah, it was for a while, unfortunately.
Oh my god, I just realised.
Was
That was when
very-
Bob blocked me on Twitter, guys.
Yeah,
I
it was
blocked
very-
That's what happened was, he clicked catch.
Good
God,
cat. Oh my God.
Joe and Ray should have had a great match this time. Show didn't work out. I blocked Bob as a bit, and he did the screenshot post. You know, I guess I upset him that post.
Yeah, yeah.
And like all of Bob's friends, like he's a fucking arsehole anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Complete backfire. Made a fool of myself. All because I didn't like the wild card rule. It's time for 3 amigos. We're at 2 amigos currently.
Really likes Mercedes, huh?
Chasing a third.
I was gonna say Daniel Garcia.
Danny, yeah.
Oh, that's different. That's suplex.
God, these fellas, their chemistry, man. Whoa,
Yeah. They should wrestle.
for real. Goodness gracious me. Good question, if I don't have an out. Thoughts on Shorty G?
Oh man! Hey, people wanted him on TV, and he got on TV.
Yeah, that's just it. That's how it works, right? You
What?
got what you asked for, guys. Yeah.
What main evented this pay-per-view?
Question, Bob.
What was the question?
What
What
main
main event
evented
falls on?
Fastlane 19?
It's a good question. I
I'm
don't.
looking it up.
It was the Shield.
Oh yeah, because Roman
Was-
just came back.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was against what? Bobby, Drew, and
Corbin.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, that was a
yeah,
shitty group on Raw for months.
All troops
Yeah,
firing
give that
up.
4.5.
the Shield match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Dude, everyone's
glad
been
the
good in this
R-Truth-
match right here.
I'm glad that our troop becoming the hottest guy in wrestling has been used to heat up Malachi
This-
Black, by the way. Glad
This was the.
It's working, I heard too.
I specifically remember 2019 having like absolute dog shit TV, and then we get like some actually like pretty good matches on the paper.
Yeah.
The thing is, honestly, Caden, like the talent was so good.
It was so
there
good.
would even be good matches on Raw and SmackDown, but it was just terrible. It was such a
Jesus,
weird era.
man.
Such
you
a
know?
bad show.
Yeah.
Like this, because I mean, we always talk about with the grappler we did it. That FTR Rude and Gable match that gets like 20 minutes. It's terrific. But it's wrestled to silence because the show's terrible and they don't
Yeah.
care about most of the rest. Oh,
I have 30 seconds of ads. Fuck.
I was gonna say 2 times in a row I've gotten a damn
That's very sad.
cash app ad with Biggie
missing-
Langston.
you're missing
Underrated.
Carmella Zelina shootout.
Yeah, they're scrapping. Underrated base, Andrade. Underrated. in
Oh, he's
wrestling.
incredible. Yeah, spinning solo. Oh my goodness, a spinning solo! What a sign of the prototype there, Bobby.
You might be onto something here, man.
Bob has done it again. Another cutting edge prediction. 2019 was the 2 out of 3 falls era. Yes, Vince didn't want any
Yes.
wrestling in the ad breaks.
Yes.
Why?
But
That
if
remains
we-
unclear. But
It was 2 out of 3 falls, and then you would have a bunch of DQs or quick roll ups or whatever that would lead into changing the matchup. Like I remember
Yeah.
the Raw after Mania in 2020 That was when they did. It was a tag match that became a 6-man, that became an 8-man.
In 2020?
That was the Raw after Mania in COVID.
Oh my god!
Because that's when it was Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza, and then they added, or maybe it was a singles match that then added the other two, and then they added Zelina and Bianca.
Got you. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Timely here.
That was when they did the incredible Big Show angle.
Yes, that was the same. That was the show that man evented with the Big Show.
Do all of you remember that?
Yeah.
Buster, over to you.
Well, what is it?
Do you remember the Big Show angle at Performance Center?
Oh my god, nobody doesn't know about this.
They taped WrestleMania because it was.
Oh yes,
pandemic.
yeah.
Oh my god, Joe just killed Andy. They taped WrestleMania. Drew beat Brock, and then Big Show comes out and like challenges him impromptu, and they show that on Raw. I think they did.
It was Raw. It was Raw the next night. They said that actually they go to, it was the main event of Raw that night. They cut to a clip because they were trying to promote the Big Show on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said last night at WrestleMania, and it's like Drew's celebrating the show's over, and then well, it's the Big Show.
Got the choke. Damn, what a fun match. What a fun match.
God, I love talking about shitty 2018, 1920 WWE. It's so bad, but I love it.
Do a video essay.
No.
No, that'll take work and rewatching wrestling.
Exactly.
Damn, shots fired.
Dude.
Okay.
Kid. Question here, Bob, my team just lost the Club World Cup. What can I do to fill the absolute void in my soul right now? Bob?
Ooh, that's tough, man. I heard that whole thing was kind of a disaster, so maybe it's for the best.
Yeah. What you should have said was go back an hour and 56 minutes and watch Bob's Barbecue on the Late Night Grin.
That's true.
Should do that.
I'll say you can leave a like on the stream.
The glasses are back for our wrap up here. Folks, we really do hope you've enjoyed this. This has been ridiculous because, of course, it has. We do, since we brought the Grin back every week, we've constantly needed bits and gimmicks to steal us episodes. And I think this may be the greatest thievery. It's been a great time. Bobby, tell the people where they can find you, where you'll be next, what shows you're going to be doing. And also, the 31 lives on our channel with people that enjoyed your monologue earlier. Right?
It does. If you enjoyed the monologue, you can go back and check the 31 on our YouTube interviews with Sean Rossett, John Elba, Connor Casey, SP3, Jeremy, and Joe, I believe, is the full roster of who we did.
The roster, yes.
Yeah. Check that out. As far as me, I don't know when I'll be back. Maybe I'll stop by for a couple matches for All In.
You know who's going to be on that show, Bob?
Is it just you and Oracle? Or did you get more people?
Confirmed Shoot is on the show.
My God. I might have to stop by for a little bit.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Very, very fun.
And then Grin Grapple Shelton Benjamin, I believe, is July 22nd. I will not be on the Flagship next week, and I don't know the one after that. So stay tuned.
After, I don't know if we've announced this properly. The one after is going to be. It was intended to be next week, but we're doing Supercard, so we're going to do the all-time women's wrestler draft.
Okay, I'll be there for that.
Yeah, so we're trying to get a good lineup for that because we're doing all-time, right? So there's a lot of names involved. Tremendous. Thank you very much, Bobby. It was great to hang out at your barbecue tonight. I'm not really sure what made it a barbecue, but alliteration is important.
Oh, and if you didn't get to see my whole shirt, it was British Blue 13 Colony lead.
That's why Joe is small today, by the way, guys. Just because you're aware he's small on the screen.
Novi, is there a video on the channel tomorrow?
There is, but first and foremost, I want to tell the people, make sure to follow Robert O'Neill on Blue Sky. Good tweets are happening over there. Just make sure you peep those out. Or good posts, I should say. I don't know what they call it over there, but make sure to look at that. Yes, there will be a new video tomorrow. G1 Climax 35 preview predictions. Check that out on the channel.
Shit. Speaking of such, Caden, you did a stream about the G1 with Lyric, which was spectacular. Rave reviews for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that last night, LNG Gold. So if you have not tuned in, go watch it. We did I think we did like an hour 45, hour 50. And I think I'll say like 50% of that show was about the G1, whereas the other 50% was about a variety of other topics. We talked about a little bit about All In, because I'll be there. She'll be there. Novi will be there. Buster will be there. So we all kind of we talked about that a little bit and previewed some All In stuff. She gave extensive thoughts on how bald people are the root of all evil. and that if you don't have hair, then it lets the demons in, so your hair blocks demons. Which I thought was godly. So yeah, go watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Do want to stress that was sort of delivered in a comedic fashion. It wasn't like an Xavier Woods
Right,
Twitch stream.
yeah.
It was very light-hearted affair. It was actually very funny. It was a great time. We hope to have Lyric back.
Didn't make a lot of sense though.
Yeah,
it did, especially after the news that came out today. It did make a lot of sense.
What news?
$1.99. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was scared.
Bust, have you not seen this?
I don't know if I have or not.
That the Goto's not in the G1.
Oh.
But he's hurt, honey.
Yeah, so we're
it's not really Gato's fault.
It's Gato's fault. Yeah, it is. It's Gato's fault.
All right, that's fair enough. $1.99 is the lowest tier on LNG Gold, and it gets you access to that very stream, by the way. So
True.
And it gets you access, Buster, to the Okada Omega series.
It does. We've done 3 of the matches so far on Sunday at fellas. What time? 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be watching Okada Omega 4, and then I believe
we gotta fix that time.
Okay, we'll talk about this off.
We're doing it with you. At 8 p.m. Eastern time.
At 9 p.m. Eastern time.
9 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. my time. 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be doing Grabscast. We'll be watching some live and free. We'll be watching some pro wrestling matches. I don't have them on hand, but just wrestling matches.
Yep, just to hang out.
And then we're doing something Monday, right? Correct? Am I wrong?
Monday, and the poll goes up tomorrow. We're going to do the Retro TV before you
Retro
fellas
TV.
log in for All In. So.
And then Tuesday we'll be doing the AW All In preview and prediction show. So
we don't have a lineup for it, but probably we're gonna shoot for the same group of people, same 6.
Yeah.
We'll reach out very soon.
Yeah. Excellent. So that's what's coming up, and then next week we have a bunch going. Loss is going to be on Gold for all members on Thursday with Oracle and I, which is going to be awesome. The Flagship, as mentioned, Super Card of Honor, right? Super Card of Honor, week from tonight, which should be cool. All In next weekend, Evolution. On the channel 3, we're going to do the big fight breakdown for Goldberg and Gunther. To all angles of that shoot fight. So, much happening. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed this ridiculous show. We hope your questions were answered in a fitting fashion. Big night. Bob reclaimed the honor of being his greatest favorite wrestler tonight. So, tremendous stuff, folks. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We hope to see you Sunday for Grapscast. Keep grinning. All hail. And enjoy this outro that is not set to play, so I will stall and say like the video. Enjoy this outro. Goodbye.